And we are live at the Shipyard here at First Coast High School in Jacksonville, Florida for Miles College Football on WOTM. Charles Ward here alongside A.A. Moore in Jacksonville, Florida this afternoon. A.A. and the Golden Bears meeting a team in the Tigers of Edward Waters. This is really going to be affectionately called the Ruffin Bowl.
Well, it's cousin versus cousin, and Greg Ruffin with Edward Waters, Reginald Ruffin with the Golden Bears, and these guys have been talking about this since Media Day, so it's time for them to get on the field and for this game to come to fruition.
One Ruffin with a 1-5 record coming into today's ball game. The other, that's Reginald Ruffin with the Golden Bears. They are 5-1 and really setting the tone for some rarefied air with that Golden Bear program.
Well, Miles has not gotten to a team to 6 wins many times in the program history. It's happened 11 times overall, 7 times in the last 8 years under Coach Reginald Ruffin. The only other 4 times that it happened, it was 3 times with Wade Streeter and 1 time with Cecil Leonard back in 1996. So getting to 6 wins is a big deal. Heck, getting to 5 wins has been a big deal. That's only happened as far as a 5-1 start. It's only happened 2 other times. Back in the 50s, one year Miles started 5-0 and finished 5-2. Another year, it was in 1954 when they went 8-0, undefeated season, the only one in program history. So the way these Golden Bears are winning is something that hasn't happened many times in the program's history.
And Coach Reginald Ruffin really starting to put his footprint on our Golden Bear program. To this afternoon, though, they come in at 5-1. This is a non-conference ball game against the Tigers of Edward Waters College. What can we expect in this contest this afternoon?
Well, Edward Waters has gotten off to a rough start. They got their first win last week, a win over Allen, which is an NAIA school. Edward Waters looking to reclassify to the NCAA, but haven't quite gotten there yet. Against all the NCAA schools, it's been trouble, and generally they haven't scored first. If Miles can get on the board, a couple of quick touchdowns, it could be Katie bar the door time. We saw Southern score 61 against this Edward Waters team. Edward Waters is going to run the football. They got a young guy out there who's running, Hugh G. He's going to get the football. He ran for over 100 yards last week, a couple of touchdowns. There's another familiar name on this roster who's going to run the football. His name is Malik Stevens. He was on the Golden Bears team just last year. But look for him to run. If they have to pass too much, Miles may be able to get that pass rush up the field. They've been getting 5, 6, 7 sacks each week, and it could be trouble for this Edward Waters team.
Golden Bears, after that win last weekend over Benedict, struggled a bit in that ball game, but they won at 24-21. Let's talk a little bit about the quarterback position. Daniel Smith in that ball game struggled. Cordier started last weekend, but at the end, Smith coming along very strong to close that win out.
It's amazing how these games have started and finished. Generally, the person who started has not done very well. The guy who comes in relief gets the job done. Last week, it was Daniel Smith. A big drive. He completed 3 huge passes for the Golden Bears that got him in the end zone on Padarius Martin's 2-yard run with 19 seconds left. Been looking for consistency from the starting quarterback position. Hopefully Daniel Smith can get it together now, because after this week, we've got 3 big Western Division games that's going to decide who's going to play for the SIAC championship.
Golden Bears on the road in Jacksonville, Florida, getting set to meet the Tigers of Edward Waters College. That's just ahead on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Yeah, you heard that right.
Golden Bears, you heard AA allude to that in the pregame show, 5-1. Great start for the Golden Bears and the head coach Reginald Ruffin. As the Tigers get set to kick it away just a few seconds before this contest gets going.
There's no Anthony Robinson today on the kickoff and punt returns as well as receiver. He has a hand injury, so it'll be interesting to see. They've got Leonard Tyree, who's back, but it's going to be Padarius Martin from the 7.
He will angle up the middle. He's got some room right side. Martin turned it in near the 31-yard line, but that's a good return by Pedarius to get the offense out there and get started. So it will be Daniel Smith starting at quarterback this afternoon for the Golden Bears. Cordier starting last weekend's contest. And then Smith rallying late in that contest against the Tigers of Benedict on that last drive in particular. A couple of big passes to get the team down the field and get that win on that touchdown. So 1st and 10 now for the Golden Bears, just underway. Snap to Smith, going up top immediately. That's Antonio Lee with his first grab of the contest. Did not make a catch. He fumbled the football at the end of that play. Tigers are saying that they have it. But Lee's going to be marked down, I believe, at the 41-yard line.
It looked pretty clear that he was down. He had to make sure that he had that football in his hand, and he did that. So good catch, good start there by Daniel Smith and the offense. Antonio Lee was pretty silent last week.
Yep, indeed. Smith 9 of 17 last weekend with 2 interceptions, but the rally is what counted. On the ground now, this is Ruiz back into the lineup this weekend. Justin boxes off of one block right side. Nicely done there by Ruiz. Missed him in the lineup last weekend as well.
He got ill before they got ready to hit the road to go to Columbia, and so they went more running back by committee. You saw Pedarius Martin with his first 2 collegiate touchdowns rushing, and it was the difference in the ball game.
Ruiz, 30 carries, 214 yards coming into today's ball game. Smith, short drop, fires in traffic. Catch made there by Tyree, though, near the 46-yard line.
That was another silent person, but the one catch he made was huge as he went up on a 3rd and 6 and brought one in for 17 yards, which was the prelude to the next big pass, which was to Cohen Hudson. We'll see him in the slot a lot, taking over Anthony Robinson's normal slot receiving duties.
Trying to get Smith acclimated here early in this football game. He's already got 2 completions. On the ground, handoff, Justin left side, Ruiz slides back to the inside. Tough run on the inside by Ruiz. That's enough for a complete feet first down at the 38-yard line.
He missed that kind of ability that Ruiz has. He saw the lane, cut back to be able to pick up the extra yards and get that complete feet first down for the Golden Bears. Right now, they're playing at a nice tempo, nice pace, everything going forward, positive yardage. Good start here by the Golden Bears.
From the 38, Smith in the pockets, got time, fires underneath, got a man circling at the 19-yard line, and there's the name you just called, Cohen Hudson with his first grab.
Hudson was instrumental in that second half. He had 2 huge catches that set up touchdowns for the Golden Bears. I talked a little bit about him getting run down last week. It was actually some sort of turf monster that just kept getting up and grabbing him. He should have probably had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But it was 2 great catches that the Golden Bears sorely needed.
Ruiz, right side, angles back inside the red zone down at the 19-yard line. Well, you just got to like this tempo you're feeling from the Golden Bears on this first possession.
Last 2 weeks, they played teams that weren't necessarily of the caliber of the Golden Bears, and Miles did not put them away early. They had to fight late down to the final seconds even to be able to get W's. You want to jump on this team right now so that later in the ball game, you're not necessarily worried about what the outcome's going to be.
Smith, ball fake, slides out in the pocket. There's Hudson again with the grab. Cohen inside the 5. Hard to run by him after the catch. They'll mark him out near the 3-yard line. So Cohen Hudson, the senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Second catch of this football game. So 1st and goal to go after that complete feet first down from the 3. 12:24 left, first quarter of play. This is right side, Ruiz bangs it through, touchdown Golden Bears.
Nothing wrong with that drive right there. They passed it how they wanted to pass it. They ran it like they wanted to run it. Daniel Smith didn't make any mistakes throwing the football or making reads. Excellent first drive for the Golden Bears.
12:18 left, first quarter of play. Now Jackson Spradlin on now for the point after. He's perfect on the season in PATs, 28 of 28. Gust of wind here, and that does not bother Spradlin. He knocks it through for the Golden Bears on the PAT. So 7-0 lead for the Golden Bears with 12:18 left in this first quarter of play. Our first time out here on WOTM Sports.
From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise.
12:18 left in this first quarter of play. Golden Bears already on the scoreboard. Took their first possession of the football game and drove it in for the touchdown. Capped on the right side, a run from 3 yards out by Justin Ruiz. Now Brady Hamble on down to kick it away here after the touchdown.
See it onside coming.
This time he'll push it away. And back near the 7-yard line on the return, that's going to be Kennard Mahone. Mahone jumps over a tackler at the 12, but knocked down in the air. And they'll mark him down at the 14-yard line. So the Tigers of Edward Waters College, Rashard Branch, the sophomore quarterback, leads them. On the season, they're averaging 302 yards per ball game, 5 yards per play. Well, to 22 points per contest. Got that average up last weekend with the win over Allen, where they won at 45-14. We'll see what kind of challenge they present for that Golden Bear defense. Golden Bears with some changes up front last weekend in the contest. They're going to go left side with the carry this time. It's the quarterback Branch faking it. And then far side on that carry.
Ozzie Williams there on the stop, and he has had an outstanding last 3 weeks for the Golden Bears, trying to solidify, and probably has solidified, his hold on that starting spot at the middle linebacker position. Again, it's a week-by-week deal, and sometimes it's a confidence deal. You know, Ozzie Williams had struggled to get into the lineup, but the last couple weeks, once he got his opportunities, played so well, it's been hard for Antonio Evans, who was the starting middle linebacker, to get his spot back. Indeed.
It was Jaleel Jackson on that carry for the Tigers of Edward Waters. They actually lost 2 on that play. So 2nd and 12. Branch firing up top and overshoots his intended receiver, who cut his route off near the 17. Whistles that one down incomplete, so that'll bring up a 3rd down here for the Tigers.
And this could be the kind of game that Miles really needs going into those last couple of ball games. You know, like I said, the last 2 have been really tense down to the last seconds in both of them. You know, you want to get out and kind of flex your muscles. If you're the 5-1 team that you say that you are, you've got to come out there and really put the pressure on this Edward Waters team.
3rd down play here coming from Branch and the Tigers. They bring Jackson in motion left side. He'll fill the slot over there. Now back to the right. Ball fake on the inside. That's a good trap play there by the Tigers. Close to they got enough for a 1st down up to the 25-yard line. Very well developed trap play on the inside. They got some good seal blocks in there to get a 1st down.
It looked like they were going to try to go outside. They came back inside. It was Nick Floyd there on the tackle. Nick Floyd, the SIAC Defensive Player of the Week, had 11 tackles, 4 of them for loss, a sack and a half. Marvelous ball game. Good stop there, but not to keep Edward Waters from getting its first down of the ball game.
From the 25 with 11 minutes left in this first quarter. Ball fake by Branch. Now he'll give it inside the belly up to the 30-yard line. John Powell and the carry on the inside that time by Spencer Carter. Carter, the junior from Sarasota, Florida, with his first carry for Edward Waters.
Second, I went ahead and started to give Miles props. Edward Waters said there's not going to be any of that, at least not early on here. Miles is going to have to tighten up here.
You know, this cousin duo of coaches, you know, Greg Ruffin's not going to let this thing go so easily to us. As a flag comes in on that play, sure, he's got his team fired up, recognizing what the potential is for them if they can win a ball game against a club like the Golden Bears. This one will go against the Tigers of Edward Waters. Got a motion on that, so that'll push them back to the 26-yard line. Tigers' 41st penalty of the season coming on that play. 320 yards of assessments against them.
You know, the most amazing thing that's happening in this ball game right now is that we are playing it with sunshine. The weather forecast all into the week, all into today, said it was going to rain, leading all the way up to the game and probably into the game. And not a drop of rain falling. It's a little breezy, and that might be being nice about it.
Yeah,
the wind is blowing.
It's pretty stiff, that's right.
But we're playing here in dry conditions, and, you know, certainly thankful for that.
Certainly take that. Second down play here for the Tigers. From the 26, their own 26. Golden Bears with a 7-0 lead. First quarter action. That's Horn in motion right side. Branch, ball fakes, got a man sitting there, but going up to get that interception for the Golden Bears at the sideline. Nicely done there by Davius Floyd.
Nick Floyd trying to go 2 for 2 on the Defensive Player of the Week award. He went right back, fell into coverage. We've seen him do that since he's gotten here. He's gotten at least 1 interception a year. He had an interception return for a touchdown in the Morehouse game. He gets his second pick of the season. This guy is having a phenomenal year, and he's not starting. He is actually to be reserved outside linebacker. Good
problem to have. You get the sense there that Branch on that pass thought he'd gotten it high enough that Floyd could not go up and get it, but Floyd showing some hop there.
Yeah, he's certainly an athlete, and these guys love having him on that defense. Now Miles has a short field looking to try to punch it in again.
It's right at the red zone from the 20. Leading at 7-0. We're at 9:55 left. First quarter of play. Sliding the line. That's Harvey. On the ground, they'll go to Ruiz right side. Justin looking for some space. Bangs it down near the 17. They ran that right in behind Harvey coming in from that fullback spot. Harvey not noted very much for running the football. The redshirt freshman does have 6 receptions on the season, but does a phenomenal job blocking for the rest of the backs in that offense.
Miles really hasn't used a fullback over the last couple of years. They've got multiple tight ends, would slide them in the backfield to do some blocking, but this year they've gone to Harvey, the redshirt freshman, and he's done a great job.
Second down play. Smith, ball fake. Daniel looks, surveys, got a man in the end zone. Laying out, that's Leonard Tyree. Touchdown, Golden Bears.
That's a guy you want to get back on track. Leonard Tyree gets behind the defense. He could have a big ball game today, depending on how long Miles lets this game go. Great to see him back in the end zone.
Had the stretch out for that football. Nicely thrown by Daniel Smith. Tyree able to grab it in stride for the touchdown. Comes with 9:12 remaining in this first quarter of play. It brings on Jackson Spradlin for the point after. Pitch with the hole, Spradlin with the kick, and he knocks it through. Golden Bears take a 14-0 lead with 9:12 left in this first quarter of play. We'll take another time out here on WOTM Sports.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
9:12 remains in this first quarter of play. 14-0 lead for the Golden Bears and Miles College on the road this afternoon in Jacksonville. We're coming to you live from the Shipyard at First Coast High School. This is where Edward Waters, for the moment, plays his home football games. Understand that they do have a structure that's in progress on the campus. Kick's going to come down to Mahone at the 7-yard line. I'm not sure. I think he may have called for a fair catch there.
He did, and that's interesting. He had plenty of room to run. You don't see that happen on deep kickoffs very often. He just put his hand up. I think he might have had a bit of a brain fart, if you will. He forgot he was out there returning kicks instead of punts.
However, they are putting it down at the 25. So unfurl that one and find out exactly what the call was there. 9:12 left first quarter. Tigers of Edward Waters, their second possession of the football game. On the ground, They leave it on the inside. Carter with the carry. And Carter runs it ahead for about 3 yards to the 28. Golden Bears in the middle of a 3-game road swing. At Benedict last weekend, here in Jacksonville this weekend, and then we're in Wilberforce, Ohio next weekend to meet the Marauders of Central State. Branch to the line of scrimmage, official stepping in momentarily. Deshaun Hughey, you indicated him in the pregame, AA. That's their primary running back. Have not seen him in this ball game so far. Carter, left side with the carry. Got it past the 30, up to the 31. The Tigers of Benedict coming off of a 45-14 win over Allen University. Allen just starting their program back this year in terms of football.
They've got a coach who's got a Miles connection as well, Teddy Keaton,
Sure.
who was the running back and also the tight end.
Going downfield with a lot of air under that ball. A flag at the line of scrimmage. I think that would have been called back anyway. It looked likely this one's going to go against the Tigers up front.
I think that might be against Miles because that was a free play right there. I think they knew the free play, and Miles may have jumped on the hard count.
If it is, yeah, it was against the Golden Bears offside, so that'll give them a first down by virtue of that penalty against the Golden Bears. Miles, if there is one area that they are starting to improve on weekly, that is the penalties. Now fourth in the SIAC with 47 coming into today's ball game.
Which is amazing because this was one of the least penalized teams in the league last year, and generally, like you said, they are at the top of the league as far as fewest penalties over the last couple of years. But this team has had some troubles with that over the last couple of weeks especially, and you're going to have to find some way to tighten it up. We keep saying that it's possible that it's going to cost them somewhere later, especially as these games get bigger going forward. You're not only thinking about division title and SIAC championship game, but this team is going to have to run the table to make it to the NCAA playoffs. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
A loss somewhere probably puts Miles out.
So that was number 48 on the season. That assessment makes it first down for the Tigers at their own 38-yard line. We're at 8:01 left, first quarter of play, 14-0 lead for the Golden Bears. Bears showing blitz. This is Horn in motion to get it to him in space right side. Horn sidesteps one tackler and works his way toward the sideline, shoved out of bounds by Kendrell Walker near the 45-yard line.
Edward Waters understands that they're going to have to do some things, getting rid of the ball quickly and try to let their playmakers make plays. They've got plenty of speed on this team. There's no question about that. So you've got to be able to keep up with them. So if you can get them in space, maybe they can make Miles miss and pick up some extra yardage.
7:42 in clock running here in first quarter play. A 14-0 lead for the Golden Bears. Rashard Branch, the sophomore quarterback for the Tigers of Edward Waters, in shotgun. Pressure at the corner. He unloads early. Carter with the catch, but he is wrapped up immediately there. Good stop out there in space. And that's Antonio Evans, the sophomore linebacker for the Golden Bears, all over that play.
Miles is just shuttling in linebackers. It's like, first team guys. Here come the second team guys. Weren't they first team guys? Yeah, they were last week. It's amazing how Miles is bringing this depth in, and Antonio Evans was right on the spot. Remember, last year as a freshman, he was the guy starting the middle linebacker. He pushed the defensive player of the year to the outside.
Sure. Good pie factory to have there, boy. The third down play coming here for the Tigers of Edward Waters. We're at 6:49 left in first period of play. 2-touchdown lead for the Golden Bears. Branch with the drop, fires out in the flats, catch made at the corner, but that's not going to go anywhere. Got the catch out there to Jaleel Jackson, the freshman, but Jackson wrapped up right at the corner by Maxwell Wells, the junior.
Actually, we'll give that to number 24. That's going to be Money Mitch Smiley right there. He's the guy who got out there, quickly out there. They love letting him play on the outside. He put Nick Floyd on the bench. You keep calling these guys out and seeing the guys who end up going to the bench for him, and then knowing the performance that you got from them. That's been outstanding thus far for the the Golden Bears. They got a new guy back here returning the punts. It looks like number 8, Gradarius Brown. This will be his first punt return for the Golden Bears.
The freshman from Galion, Alabama. And he will have a return here. Brown at the 20, squeezes there, steps past one would-be tackler and wrapped up from behind at the 25. So Galion there with a return to the 25 and the Golden Bear offense back out onto the football field. It's one punctuation on the Mitchell Smiley comment. Smiley actually leading the team in tackles coming into today's ball game, 9th in the conference in tackles.
He had 10 tackles last week, and it was a completely overshadowed 10 tackles by the way Nick Floyd played football against Benedict last week. So, you know, Mitch Smiley, you know, when you can have 10 tackles and people kind of miss you a little bit, you know, you're the guy who's playing in front of you is really doing an outstanding job.
Smith in shotgun, splits either way. Going to go on the ground, sliding back to the inside. This is Wade Streeter with his first carry of the ball game. Streeter ahead for about 7 yards on that play, left side.
Wade Streeter, one of the top running backs by rushing yards in the SIAC this year, and you figure he's only started 3 games, and he's still amongst the top in the league in rushing.
4th in the conference in rushing. Got 8 on that play there. A nice little first down start there for the Golden Bears on the 3rd possession of the ball game. Right side in motion. That's Tench. They'll run it that way. Streeter's got some room at the corner, turned in over end, but after he runs for that complete feet first down to the 37-yard line.
Miles having its way on offense. They haven't had a negative play yet, and we are nearly 10 minutes into the first quarter. They're just moving ahead, plowing over that offensive line from left to right. Victorin, Womack, Flowers, Scroggins, and then on the far side is Jalen King. So, you know, those guys are just mowing them down right now. The running backs are doing what they want to.
Under 5 minutes left in this first period. Smith, ball fake in the pockets. Got time, got behind the defense, trying to get it to Antonio Lee. Lee covered step for step down the field there, so Smith flings it deeper. Pass incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Again, the speed that Edward Waters has is probably amongst the top in black college football. You figure they get to mine the state of Florida, which is loaded with huge, big-time athletes, guys who can run 4.2s and 4.3s. That is not the problem, finding the speed here in this state. So Antonio Lee was trying to use that height, that wingspan, that kind of leverage to make that catch, but Daniel Smith led him a little too far.
2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. On the ground, dancing back toward the inside. Streeter, but nothing there. Tigers play that well up at the front.
Look like their linebacker there, number 47, Cedric Lewis, 5'11", 205-pound senior from Lauderhill, Florida. He was the first guy there. Didn't leave much room there for Wade Streeter to try to get some extra yards.
Lewis, a senior, 6 tackles coming into the ball game for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Good stop up front there for them. 3rd down play here, movement up front. Free play here for the Golden Bears. They're going to take advantage of it. Tyree down the field. Can't catch up with it, though, near the 20.
All the speed in the world. They don't have enough to keep up with Leonard Tyree. They're going to have to put somebody over the top. Otherwise, they're going to rip the lid off of it all night long, and Tyree could be poised for a huge night.
Good point. Although that ball overthrown there, he had the space. Tigers were coming with a blitz there. I think they went in a little too soon. They did, so that'll push the football up the field 5 for the Golden Bears. Make it 3rd and very short after the assessment.
That's where you want to keep the football, 3rd and short. Got a little help here from Edward Waters jumping off sides. I love how Daniel Smith, when he sees them jump offside, there's not a 10-yard play in the arsenal. It's let's go for it all. And we've seen them a couple times hit on that too. So, you know, it's just a matter of being able to be fundamental and find your open guy. Did it again.
Movement up again. Got back that time. Smith wanted the call. They didn't get it. 4:11 left, first quarter of play. 14-0 lead for the Golden Bears. Play clock working its way down to 3. There's the snap to Smith. On the ground, Streeter looks for room, falls ahead near midfield and falls far enough ahead to get a complete feet first down at the 49.
Simple power football. Again, they went to the left side of the line there where you see big Jalen King and Aaron Scroggins working as road pavers, just clearing the way for Wade Streeter to run behind them. And now it's Justin Ruiz right back in. We haven't seen Padarius Martin at all, and it's amazing he was the guy who was the big man last week.
Like that, road pavers. reference. That's strong. That's what you're seeing. It's kind of flattening things out for the backs, that's for sure. 1st and 10, 3:40 left first quarter. On the ground, Ruiz pounds it near midfield, pickup of 2.
Talk a little bit about running backs. We remember Darrell Freeman in game 2 of the season against Morehouse. He ran into an ankle injury on a tackle, and he has been out since then. He's finally up, moving around. He's in a walking boot. He's at least 2 weeks away, from my understanding, before he's going to be able to be back in. But, you know, he could be available once we get to the Tuskegee game.
2nd down and 6. Here's Smith. Surveys. He'll tuck and run. Smith got some room right side. He'll take the slide near the 37, and that is a complete feat, 1st down.
Able to keep the ball there. Good decision making there by Daniel Smith. We've seen over the last couple of weeks where he's not making the best decisions. He's throwing the cover receivers, been getting picked off. That time he kept it big gain for the Golden Bears.
From the 38 is where they put him down. We're at 2:50 left. Smith in the pocket. He'll flush it left side. He tries to fling it out of bounds. And the officials looking at it. And they're going to confer. I don't think their attention was over there somewhere near the football.
He certainly wasn't outside the box. You know, that's just a matter of what the officials want to call. Because Tinch was in the area. The reason the ball didn't get there, obviously, is because the quarterback was getting dragged down, but they're going to call the grounding penalty against Daniel Smith.
So that'll push the Golden Bears back on their side of the football field at the 49.5. And we go down to 2:47 left in this first quarter of play with a 14-0 lead for the Golden Bears.
Right. They lose the down, but I mean, it's disappointing that was the call, because Tinch was coming back to the ball.
Yep.
But again, Daniel Smith was getting dragged down as he threw it. That's why the ball didn't get there.
Smith in the pocket, shoots one out upfield and incomplete, trying to get it to Tyree. Almost picked off there by Kennard Mahone, the senior from Jacksonville for the Tigers.
And Tyree had gotten open. He just wasn't ready for the football that time. He never turned his head around. If he turns around, that ball is right at him, even with the defensive back in there jumping the route a bit. That would have been 6 easy points.
I think Smith is kind of going over that way to kind of reference, talk to Leonard about that. He shot it out there like a cannon with the pass. And Leonard, as you indicated, just not set to swivel, put the head back around on the swivel. So 3rd and 25 now. Smith steps up, got time, fires across the middle. Catch made there. Nice job on the grab by McNeely. McNeely to the 33-yard line, short of the 1st down marker, but likely a 4th down opportunity coming here for the Golden Bears.
The question comes, do you want to try to kick? It is a windy day. It's kind of tough to determine which way the wind is blowing. It's probably blowing in Miles' face, but it doesn't matter because the offense didn't come off the field.
6 of 13 in 4th down attempts Golden Bears are this season. This is going to be about a 4th and 5 and whistles before this play gets started. Had a timeout taken by the Tigers of Edward Waters. Coach Greg Ruffin taking that. We'll step out with him with 2:11 left first half, and the Golden Bears leading it 14-0.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
Tigers of Edward Waters take a timeout with 2:11 left in the first quarter of play on a 4th down attempt coming here by the Golden Bears.
Miles apparently liked what they were going to do because they came back out in the exact same formation.
Yeah, not undaunted by the timeout. Trips top of the screen. Smith, quick drop, looks, fires, pass, batted at the line of scrimmage. That's a loose football, and it's batted incomplete. So the Tigers of Edward Waters with their first stop of this football game, and they'll have the football at their own 34-yard line.
You got to watch that. You don't want to start giving them that momentum back. That was a good series there, aided again by the intentional grounding call against Daniel Smith. So Miles finally had to operate from behind the chains, even though the big 3rd down play got him close. It wasn't enough. And now Edward Waters in its best field position of the game.
Tigers at 1-5 on the season, got their first win at their homecoming game last weekend against Allen University. And this is a team that is slated to become a member of the SIAC at some point over the next several years. Rashard Branch, the sophomore quarterback, on the handoff on the inside, bottle up there. Good bunch up inside there by the Golden Bear defense. Carter again on the carry.
Look like Jalen Thomas in there on the stop. Cameron Sneed, you know, you're looking at the highlights. We were going over them out in the huddle with Coach Ruffin, and last week Cameron Sneed was a step slow on 2 sacks. He ended up not getting them, as Jalen Thomas on one of them, Nictavious Floyd on the other, was 1 step ahead of him on a sack, and he ended up with nothing to show for it. But he was right there a couple of times on this particular play. He joins Jalen Thomas in getting a tackle for no gain.
Yeah, you got to be fast with this bunch. Somebody get there to you before you do. Second down play. Branch out in the flats, fired it out there. Stevens had a shot at a pick there. Catch is made near the 34, right at the line of scrimmage, so not going to be a big ground gainer at all for the Tigers of Edward Waters if they get anything positive out of it.
You know, this time last year, I imagine Austin Stevens steps in front of that and he goes to the house with it. He's still been kind of rehabbing that leg, and it's a lot better than it was at the start of the season, but he's a half step slow, and he'll be the first guy to let you know. He's also been playing with that club on his hand, but he saw that pass out in the flat, and he was going to go get it, then realized he wasn't going to get it, and he quickly adjusted to try to keep that play to a short game.
That's an excellent call on that. That's exactly what you see on that play. Under a minute left, first quarter of play. Branch pressure by the Golden Bears. He has to unload, lofts it there in front of the Tiger bench and out of bounds. Boy, you talk about a heavy rush there by the Golden Bears. Darius Roberts, as well as Nick Floyd, just charging on Branch.
I was talking with Rashad Watson for the coaches show this week. He's the defensive coordinator, assistant head coach for the Golden Bears, and he talked about playing for Bronski Towns, who was the very revered defensive coordinator for many years at Alabama A&M, and that guy brought pressure every chance he could. And Watson was like, I coach like that. He's probably a bunch of guys who coach like that, where they just like to bring the pressure all the time, as many times as they can, so that they can try to force the other team to do what you want them to do, as opposed to you reacting to what they're.
Good punt there by Sever for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Fair catch is called by Darius Brown at the 30-yard line. See where they actually put him down on the fair catch. Looks like we're closer to the 28. And the Golden Bears, with 18 seconds left in the first quarter, set to take this football back.
Angel Servier tried to sell that roughing the punter call there. The rush came. The Golden Bears pulled up, but one of them with his back turn kind of bumped Sevier, and he went into full Academy Award mode, but was unable to get the sell on it.
Well, we had some assessment here on the punt, though, because that's going to push the Golden Bears back to the 14-yard line. Did not see did you see a flag out on the field?
No, I
didn't see one.
They may have just decided that, hey, we've got to kind of slow this roll a little bit. Let's make it a little more difficult for
just
Miles.
Make a decision here, right?
Yeah, no.
We don't have to throw a flag. Let's just push him back.
Hey, we've seen worse where they've thrown flags
True.
for absolutely no reason at all. So,
Sure.
you know, the flags can be optional sometimes, I imagine.
So from the 14. Hey, we even saw a chop block against the defense earlier this year, so anything can happen.
Well, you talk about plays that one will never forget. That was weeks ago, and we still know it happened.
This is Edwards with his first carry of the ball game, and it's a big one for Dante. He'll run it right side, close to that first down marker. Yeah, move the chains. That's a complete feat first down. And an injured Tiger for Edward Waters down at the 14.
Good power run there by Dante Edwards. Like you said, it was his first run of the ball game. That's going to be number 93, Willis Glover, 6 foot, 303-pound defensive lineman, a freshman from Palm Coast, Florida, who's down for Edward Waters.
Glover coming in with 7 tackles on the season for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Had 1 tackle in that win last weekend against Allen University. And now Coach Greg Ruffin out there to take a look obviously concerned about his player. And Coach Greg Ruffin in his second season here at Edward Waters. And as you indicated, there was much conversation going on at the kickoff luncheon about this very appointment today. We've come to actually, the time has run out at the end of this first quarter here, so we'll see if they're going to go ahead and flip it over. No time left. So we'll flip it over to the second quarter.
Well, there's 10 seconds, but I would imagine Miles is not going to run another play. And it's a little difficult. Our vantage point here is not necessarily the closest. And, we saw an outstanding scoreboard at Benedict last week.
Got kind of spoiled, huh?
This one kind of does not meet the same standard. It works. It rolls. The time is right. The score is clearly right. It's 14-0 Miles. But, I wouldn't put this up against the best scoreboard that we've run across this season.
We are at the Shipyard, the stadium on the campus of First Coast High School here in Jacksonville, Florida. And an all-natural surface here. As Glover's able to come toward the sideline for the Tigers, but getting a lot of help from the training staff.
We don't play on natural turf nearly as much as we have in the past. A lot of teams have gone to the synthetic turf because you have a lot of wear and tear. It stands up better. It's supposed to be better for the student athletes as well. But this field looks pretty good considering they play high school games on it. They also are playing the college game here with Edward Waters, but it's holding up pretty well, especially if you consider that it rains.
Indeed,
as well.
just going to make that same point. Yeah, with the heavy rains, they're going to gear the clock up here. And it won't be another play run here in this first quarter of play, but it's a good first 15 minutes for the Golden Bears. They lead it 14-0. We take a break here, get set for second quarter action on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
You heard that right.
Back live here at Shipyard on the First Coast High School campus. Miles College football on WOTM. Golden Bears with a 14-0 lead over the Tigers of Edward Waters College. Just underway second quarter. Smith out in the flats now. Pass thrown, and he's trying to get it there to McNeely in space, but it goes incomplete. McNeely realizing that he was really close to that being a fumble call, able to try to get up and dive on that football after the incompletion. Thought it might have been ruled a fumble. It was not. 2nd and 10 from the 24. Movement up front, another free play here. Smith gonna roll left side, raises, fire, squaring up there, catch made at the 37-yard line. That's Cohen Hudson, I believe, making that grab out there at the 38, or is that Grant DeBose? Grant DeBose with his first grab of the game. We'll check the flag out at the line of scrimmage, though. Yeah, it's going to be offsides against the Tigers. So another free play there with Smith continuing on it. And that one will be declined. They'll take that complete feet first down after the catch by Grant DeBose. The freshman from Montgomery, Alabama, with his first snag of this contest. 14:48 left first half. Sky's starting to darken here a little bit here in Jacksonville.
Hopefully just because it's night.
Edwards covering that football and fighting ahead. Fights past the 47-yard line for a complete feet first down on the Edward Waters end of the field.
Boy, Edwards just running guys over, knocking their helmets off. Big 12-yard run there by the freshman running back, sophomore running back, excuse me. And he's starting to make his presence felt. Again, early this season, he looked great. Then he started running into problems securing the football. Last couple of games, he's held on to it. If he does that, he's going to see a lot more carries in the backfield.
Contact actually started at about the 47 on the Golden Bear side of the field, and Edwards takes the gang all the way down to the 46 in Edward Waters territory.
Well, you have to be secure in yourself to want to go in and try to tackle that young man.
Ball fake by Smith. He wants something up top. Lofts it out there. McNeely has to come back for it, but he will make the grab inside the red zone. Nice job by McNeely slowing his pace to catch up with that football with the rhythm. And McNeely grabs it, and they'll put him out near the 7.
Big play, plenty of time. Another player down for Edward Waters, but all day to throw that football Daniel Smith had, and McNeely ran the route. That's a long route. He came all the way across the field, was able to get behind the defense. He only had one guy to beat, unable to beat him, but that's a big gain for the Golden Bears.
So inside the red zone down to the 7 with 14:04 left in this first half. Another Tiger down near the 47. Indicated rain here pretty much all day coming in from Atlanta. Had it coming pretty steady on the trip down here, but it did stop once we got here. I'm not sure if these conditions down at field level may be leading to some of these players taking falls, but we'll see how this one fares out for the Tigers.
The Golden Bears in this game overall have gotten lucky because we've seen it. Fort Valley State's game had been delayed. That game still hadn't finished. That game's going to went into the night a little bit on Fort Valley's homecoming. You saw the game between Clark Atlanta and Savannah State end up in a rainstorm. That game went to overtime before Savannah State won that ball game. So we've been lucky to beat the weather thus far. Hopefully it'll hold off here.
So first and goal to go now for the Golden Bears at the 7 of the Tigers of Edward Waters. Edwards in the backfield with Smith. 3 receivers top of your screen. Tinch lined up at tight end down at the bottom. Smith on the ground. Edwards head down, took a jarring hit there near the 5-yard line. One of the few times you see Dante Edwards stood up on a hit.
He still picked up a couple of yards. That guy is really doing the job pounding the ball inside for the Golden Bears. Be interesting. They look like they wanted to go outside even just a little bit with him. If he gets around the corner with the head of steam, somebody really could be in trouble trying to take him head on.
Golden Bears 6 in the conference in the red zone offense, 24 of 31 or 77% conversion when they're inside the red zone. Second and goal from the 6. Smith looks left, pumps once, corner of the end zone. One-handed grab, but no, out of the back of the end zone is McNeely. Was trying to get it there. McNeely had a step on the defense, made the catch, but not able to keep the feet in.
Again, all day to throw there for Daniel Smith. McNeely went inside and said, I'm going to go back outside. And nice touch there on Daniel Smith's pass, just a little long, and McNeely unable to pull it in while he was inbound.
Third and goal to go now. Movement up front by the Tigers. Flag thrown, another free play. DuBose trying to go up for the... He would have gotten a flag in the corner if it hadn't gotten that offsides called up front. Just the defender just grabbing for dear life as DuBose had some space on him in the end zone.
2 flags. You probably want to take if that in the end zone is going to be against Edward Waters, you take that flag right there because it'll be first and goal at the 1.
Indeed, that'll give you the first down. That's right. First one was the offsides against the Tigers. That one's rightfully declined by the Golden Bears. So it's going to be first and goal to go now for Miles, looking for the 3rd touchdown in this first half of play. 12:58 left in the first half.
First and goal for the Golden Bears.
Glad you can join us for our coverage of Golden Bear football on WOTM. Charles Ward, A.A. Moore with the play call. Randy Higgins on site, producing director, and Steve Rocco handling our camera just to our right. So first and goal to go now. Edwards right side, banged from behind. They'll wrap him up down near the 2. Stop made that time by a host of Tigers or Edward Waters.
You've seen kind of stretches where Edward Waters' run defense has played very well. They've been able to get penetration and been able to keep Miles from just running them over a couple times and making good plays. But there have been other times where it really hasn't hasn't held up very well.
Second and goal to go. We'll see what happens on this play. But before we do, have a timeout taken. I think the Tigers took a timeout here.
They took it because they didn't have enough players on the field. It looked like their number 45, the defensive lineman, Taryn Quarles, was not on the field. They only had 10 guys, and it's already tough enough trying to play Miles 11 on 11. You play him 11 on 10, it's probably not going to fare very well for you.
No, you don't want to be short with this group. Golden Bears looking good in this first half of play against the Tigers here. 12:26 left in the first half, 14-0 lead. And at the 2, the second and goal to go from there. Previous drive, Golden Bears went forward on that 4th down play and had the play they wanted, seemingly. You talked about it before the timeout was taken by the Tigers before that 4th down effort, and they came out in the same set, just the ball deflected in the air to kill that drive. But the Golden Bears coming right back here, trying to see if they can't get a score.
You would think they want to power this one in, but I could imagine some play action, and watch for Tinch. He's lined up over on the far side.
Smith in shotgun, joined by Edwards. They'll give it to Edwards. Handoff left side. Edwards bangs once, bangs again, and he scores for the Golden Bears. This guy just loves creating contact.
There's not much contact that he's scared of. He's run a couple of guys over this afternoon into this evening, and that time it turns into gold for the Golden Bears.
He wanted the 6 and he got it. Just ran over the first would-be tackler, and he got some more contact near the goal line and just worked his way right through that. Golden Bears slowly working their way through this first half of play with an impressive performance. Stradlin with the kick. He remains perfect in pouring out their attempts. Make it 21-0 Golden Bears with the lead over the Tigers of Edward Waters College with 12:21 remaining first half. Another timeout here on WOTM Sports.
From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
.21 left first half. Day starting to give way tonight here in Jacksonville. 21-0 lead for the Golden Bears of Miles College over the Tigers of Edward Waters. Golden Bears trying to push their season mark to 6-1 with a win this afternoon. Non-conference contest as Hamill kicks it. Line drive by Hamill. It'll go out of bounds near the 28-yard line. That'll bring a flag. Not sure if Brady was trying to pooch that one or not, but it was a line drive kick. Trying to maybe get it to bounce in the field of play, but it went directly out of bounds.
Brady looks like he's hobbling just a bit. I don't know if he somehow, some way may have stubbed his foot or something, but he's trying to stretch his calf out a little bit. Might be just a cramp, man. It was extremely humid during the pregame of this ball game, and I was happy to get from down there.
Yeah.
It was warm, even though it wasn't hot. Muggy is probably the word people like to use.
Yeah, it's like it's a breeze. It's kind of taking away some of the mugginess from earlier today. First and 10 now for Edward Waters from their 35. Branch with the play clock working its way to 7. He'll take a snap. In the pocket, fires across the middle. Crossing route. Catch made there by Bisbee for the Tigers of Edward Waters on a crossing route. Pickup of about 7 on the grab by Bisbee. So football up to the 41-yard line. This time Branch gives it to Carter. Carter hit initially and bounced back, but got his feet up under him and surges ahead to the 45, close to the first down marker for Edward Waters. Going to be about a half a foot shy of that marker. Put him down at the 49. Got to get it right to midfield. They go quickly. Branch, right side, fumble the football. Austin Stevens looks like he's falling on it for the Golden Bears. As they got a knock on Branch, he was trying to slide off left side, and the football over to the Golden Bears.
Boy, Branch tried that second effort. He didn't know Ozzie Williams was coming to say, not against me, my friend, and he banged him, let go of the football. Austin Stevens, Johnny on the spot. Miles heading the other way.
So Stevens with the pick of the fumble there. So the Golden Bears back on offense now.
That play was doomed right from the start. He did not get the kind of push that he wanted from his offensive line. He wasn't going to make it on the first effort. So he needed the second effort to try to get it, and that's where Ozzie Williams said, no, sir.
He knew it as well. That's why he made that second push at it. Back in a quarterback now. It's LaJohn Cordier with his first spot of duty for the Golden Bears now. Cordier, ball fake, fires in the flat, standing square. Antonio Lee with a good catch at the 34-yard line. Check the flag out in the Golden Bear backfield. Nullify a good pass there by Cordier out in the flat to Lee with the hold up front.
This Browns offense has really become a two-quarterback system. And initially at the beginning of the season, it was to get LaJohn some look to make the other team kind of respect what they were doing. But then we start seeing the inconsistency in play where LaJohn started to be able to start. So this is a true two-quarterback system there, at least until such time that one of them really takes it over.
Cordier, handoff left side. This is Martin with his first carry of the ball game. And Padarius pick up of a couple on that run.
Martin is not your typical running back. He is kind of an athlete, a speed guy. Coach Ruffin said last week the reason he started was because his ability to get to the corner. You saw in the last touchdown run, that's exactly what he did. He was able to get and turn that corner when Benedict was able to get upfield some. That's what Martin brings to the backfield, maybe even more than any of the other running backs that the Golden Bears have.
Second down play, 2nd and 15. Cordier in the pocket. Here comes pressure. He feels it. Can't elude that defense of the Tigers of Edward Waters. They'll get a sack on him back near the 47-yard line.
And the difference between Cordier and Smith here in this game, that being Cordier's first real pass attempt that's going to count, was that Smith would roll out and extend. Edward Waters has done a good job getting pressure with their front four against the Miles Golden Bears offensive line, but Daniel Smith was making it look really good by being able to be mobile in the pocket.
Sprint handoff, sliding back to the inside to the 40-yard line. That's Martin on that carry. We'll wait and see as they unpile it there. It was Martin on that carry for the Golden Bears. Got a good chunk of it back there, making it 4th down and about 6 now.
Got the top punter in the conference, and they're like, why use him?
Sure.
We're going to go for it here again on
Let's
4th
punch
down.
on. Let's surge ahead here. Cordier. Joined by Martin in the backfield.
Now, the wind seems to now be at the Golden Bears' back. It makes you wonder if you send Spratling out there at some point today to try something extremely long.
Cordier, left side, fires out, squaring and sitting for that catch. That's enough for the first down. Job on that, Cohen Hudson, I believe, as the rain is starting to fall here at Shipyard on the First Coast High School campus, and people are scattering.
That rain came out of nowhere.
And we're going to have to scatter too at the scoreboard on our playboard here. As the Golden Bears go on the ground, Martin looks for space, got some left side.
That rain said hello and did it very quickly.
Heavy rain coming here in Jacksonville. 8:52 left in this first half. Golden Bears on a drive. Just trying to collect ourselves here. Got some equipment we're trying to move around here to keep it dry. As Cordier, 2nd down and 7, fumbled the football on the snap. He'll pick it up, and he'll have to eat it near the 39. That's directly attributable to this heavy rain here that just kind of came out of nowhere.
on stop.
And it came very hard, which was the interesting part. It wasn't necessarily that it started to rain. It went from 0 to 60 very quickly.
People screaming probably because of the pounding of that rain on their skin. Another Tiger's injured at the 25, and all of a sudden, just as it came, the rain has stopped again.
Who said you don't see something new and interesting in every game? And people ran. I was talking to some of the Edward Waters stadium workers here early before the beginning of the ball game, and I was having a problem because I was like, the forecast said there's going to be rain somewhere, and that in that rain, the sun is out here. Maybe you all are messing it up. So they were like, down here, you have to be ready for anything. It could turn around and rain very quickly, and that's exactly what happened.
Football at the 38-yard line now. Cordier, after the miscue on the fumble, he'll take a snap here. Looking upfield, steps up, throws a wobbler downfield. That one slipped out of his hands, trying to get it downfield to Antonio Lee. But those conditions down there are pretty tough at the moment. And that one just coming out of the hands of Cordier downfield. So now, correction, pitch will come on to punt the football.
Everything changed so quickly, and if you were at an NFL game, maybe it doesn't have the kind of effect that it had right here. But, man, it's in everyone scattering. I talked to the Purple March Machine director, Willie Snipes, at the game, the homecoming game against Clark Atlanta, when he was ready to pull his band. He said, rain and instruments don't go together very well.
I don't know much about music, but I know that. You're right. So Fitch on now with his first punt attempt of the ball game, with 7:45 left first half. Fitch leading the conference in punting coming into this weekend's play, trying to coffin corner at left side, but pushes it right out of bounds. Went out at about the 15-yard line.
The football sounded different because it's wet. It almost sounded hollow as he punted it. And, it'll be interesting to see how this changes what Miles does on defense as the rain has let up, but now it's gotten slick out there. I wonder if it's going to be if the Golden Bears going to be able to kind of get the same type of pressure up the field, because the track is going to be a little slicker, a little less footing secure. So we'll see how it goes here.
Tigers of Edward Waters back out on the field. Golden Bears with a 21-0 lead. We're at 7:38 left, first half of play. Live from Jacksonville, Florida. Branch brings a man in motion. Gives it inside to Carter. He's wrapped up immediately. Got it past the line of scrimmage, but not much more.
Second down, Tigers.
So that'll bring up a second down and a correction on that carry. Hughie with his first carry of the football game out on the field now for Edward Waters. He is their leading rusher on the season. And his first carry of the contest comes with just a little over 7 minutes left in the first half. Branch gives to Hughie. He's tripped up and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Austin Stevens with a good surge underneath there to get that tackle on Hughie. So that'll bring up third down now for Edward Waters. Quick third down for them. It's clock running here with 6:45 remaining in this first half. Golden Bears in a situation here, if they can get that football right back from Edward Waters, force them on a 3 and out. And put that offense back out on the field, likely with good field position. The Branch and the Tigers with a chance to move the sticks here on a third down play. They got to get it to the 25. Branch drops back, fires underneath, got a man on a crossing route. Makes the catch, good run after catch up near the 27-yard line. That's nicely done by the Tigers of Edward Waters. That's enough for a first down. Catch by
That's the
Horn.
Tigers' first down.
And that's a first down for them at the 27. .6:02 left first half. A correction from the 27-yard line. Tigers with the football and a fresh set of downs. Flags at the line of scrimmage. Had some movement up front there by the Edward Waters offense. But Hughie running out of bounds after a run on the left side, but that play likely going to come back. Officials confer. A couple of flags thrown on that play. One just in front of the Tiger bench and the one on the far side of the field, kind of behind that play. So they unfold, and it's going to go against the Tigers of Edward Waters. Started a little quick on that play from the line of scrimmage.
The tempo has certainly slowed in this ball game.
Rain will do it.
Quickly.
Yeah, a good shower will do that. I think it has subsided though.
You know, sometimes you call those, in Alabama, you call them summer showers, you know, this little afternoon shower, but it's a little evening, and it's certainly not summer anymore. So.
Purple marching machine on the far side of the field getting set for halftime. Branch throwing it behind the intended receiver. Just trying to get it there to Horn. But it goes incomplete. So they'll bring second down.
He didn't look very sure on that throw. He kind of short-armed it, and that ball really never had a chance to get to his receiver.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I think it was like maybe third or fourth on the depth chart at quarterback.
You're trying to say that looked like you? Is that the reason you were fourth?
I would do that without the rain.
Wow. Did you ever ask for a position change? Maybe that's where you missed it.
Well, I went from that to basketball, so that tells you what they thought of me.
I hope you extended your arms and got that jumper up in the air. Man, that's tough right there.
Another miscue there at the line of scrimmage and fumble on that snap. Surely due to weather conditions now. So that'll make it third down for Edward Waters.
The fast start by the Golden Bears. This is why it's important. This game
Great point.
can change now the way that it's being played, the way that the ball is, the field conditions are. Things that were happening in the first quarter certainly not happening now. So Miles at least has that cushion. They've got those 21 points in the bank to be able to kind of lean on here as we head into the latter portions of the ball game.
4:46 left here in this first half of play. Play clock working its way down to 2. Tigers got to hurry. They got a new quarterback in there. They don't get it off before the buzzer, before the whistle. That's going to push him back 5.
Braden Minor.
Minor, the freshman from Nampa, Idaho.
I think on that last play, it wasn't a bad snap. The quarterback was not ready for the snap. And it may have been that he was the only guy who wasn't ready. And, you know, coaches will do that sometimes. It doesn't matter. You could have thrown for 400 yards the week before. When you have those mental miscues, you put a lot of people at risk out on the field, and you can't have that. So you got to have somebody who's paying attention, locked in. So he made the quarterback switch.
Minor, 39 of 77 coming into today's ball game. Has had a lot of snaps for this Tiger offense. Gets one here, fires upfield, a man lunging out near the 38-yard line, down near the 40. That's a good catch downfield and a good pass.
That will be a Tigers first down.
Minor looked very comfortable throwing that ball. That ball was on a line.
Threw it right at the 38. Good grab there by the receiver up to the 42. So that's a first down for Edward Waters.
Ruffin's going to take a timeout. He didn't like that at all.
Got to be concerned about that. Yeah, Minor with a good pass there. Timeout on the field comes with 4:27 left first half and a 21-0 lead for the Golden Bears. We'll step out for a break here, collect ourselves, and come back to conclude this first half of play. It's Miles College Football on WOTM Sports. Can't see a thing now.
That should change so quick, man.
I know. I couldn't
Lord
believe
have
it.
mercy. The way people start screaming, you know, they shoot at schools in Florida.
Yeah, I know. This very school. Yeah, this very school. They canceled the spring game, so they had to shoot it.
Like, you didn't tell me that before we came here, man. I'm out of here. I'm not fooling with you, Charles.
Later.
Man, people getting murked over here.
That's what Andy was telling me. He said he was just going on to see kind of if he could get a look at the stadium, right? He saw the clip and went down and looked at it. He was like, man, another fine mess you got me in here, Ollie. Back in 3, 2. After the timeout now, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Minor going upfield again, got a man behind the coverage. This one's going to be incomplete, though. He was trying to get it downfield to Horn. And good coverage downfield for the Golden Bears.
Jarius Grayson on the coverage right there, and Horn tried to use a little of that wingspan. Minor has thrown a couple of great passes here for Edward Waters. Makes you wonder why he wasn't the guy to start the ball game. You know, these coaches, they always tend to have their reasons why, but
sure,
man, he's come in firing the football all over the place.
Well, yeah, but not a whole lot of space between he and Branch in terms of the number of snaps they've taken all season long, so it's probably just a normal substitution here for the Tigers. Minor seems to certainly have the stronger of the two arms. Play clock again working its way down to 3. And they're not going to get this one off. Another delay of game there for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
Maybe that's his particular Achilles heel, right? Like, play management, clock management is not his friend at this point.
So another assessment against the Tigers.
Those have got to be some of the most frustrating penalties if you're a coach. When it's simply a matter of getting the play in and getting the ball snapped in an amount of time. They practice this when they have practice it every day. You've got to get it off in a certain amount of time. I see at Miles, Stan Connor will stand there with the stopwatch. 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Let them know, we got to get this play off.
Yeah, like you said, that could be just one of your worst enemies, those kinds of penalties. Especially ones that you have more control over that one than any of the others. 2nd down, 14 after the assessment against the Tigers. Now at their own 37-yard line. Triple threat marching band from Edward Waters to perform at halftime as well. Minor with the snap now, going back upfield through this one deep, and there's the pick. Wells with the pick there for the Golden Bears. Maxwell Wells works it left side, tiptoes down inside of the 35. Flags coming at the back of that play, likely a little extracurricular or a hit after out of bounds over there on Wells after the pick.
You're going to get 15 yards or at least half the distance to the goal depending on where he went out of bounds. He was clearly out of bounds. That was an extra shove there that wasn't necessary. We saw that in the Benedict game where the guy comes and piles on after the play is over and is dead. That's just frustration right there.
That's the exact word for it.
With a team like Edward Waters, when you've had a tough season and that pass, Maxwell Wells just came across the field to pick that off. You don't like to see that when you're out there playing and you're getting some success throwing the football.
So Wells with the pick for the Golden Bears. A bit of run after the interception. We'll see where they're going to put this football down on the mark. Wells moved back to that safety position from the cornerback position. That's his 2nd pick of the year.
You know, some guys, and we've seen this with several guys for the Golden Bears, where they'll play him at corner, put him at safety, just trying to find the 4 best guys in that defensive backfield to be able to perform. And Maxwell Wells, since they moved him to strong safety alongside Kendrell Walker at the free safety spot, we've gotten a lot better play out of him.
Smith back in at quarterback now for the Golden Bears. And he will keep it himself. Smith slides back to the inside the red zone down near the 14-yard line. So Smith calling his own number there, and that's good a run for the complete feet first down.
I saw Smith before the game today at the team hotel, and he just seemed very sure of himself. He's like, yeah, I'm going to pull it together. I don't worry about the stuff that happened before. I've got this. And he's looked very sure of himself here in this game against the Tigers.
Likely spilling over from last weekend, and particularly on that last drive. He was very confident on that drive to end that ball game against Benedict. Timeout taken with 3:42 left in the first half. Tigers of Edward Waters take it as the Golden Bears lead it 21-0. We'll step out for a break. Miles College football on WOTM Sports.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
Tigers took the time out. 1st and 10 to go for the Golden Bears inside the red zone. They're down at the 14 of Edward Waters looking for their 4th touchdown of this first half. Smith hands off left side, streaking through left side, easy touchdown there. Justin Ruiz with the run for the Golden Bears.
Touchdown, Golden Bears.
So they spring it left side. And another flag coming at the back of that play. Nullify the touchdown run by Ruiz. Penalty against the Golden Bears.
Hate to see that when you get into the end zone, but your official standing right in front of you, generally he's not going to miss that.
So that, with 3:37 left first half, that'll push them back 10 to the 24. They'll start this with a slot at the bottom of the screen. On the ground, Ruiz slips momentarily, regains. Fought ahead for about 6-7 yards on that carry left side.
He may have had more. The hole was open and he was ready to explode through, but there's that wet field rearing its ugly head, and it tripped him up just enough for the Edward Waters defense to get over there and pull him down.
Make it 2nd down now and about 14 after the carry by Justin left side. We go down to 3:09 left first half of play. Smith, ball fake, dumps it out in the flats. This is Harvey with the catch. Harvey wrapped up, but springs ahead, falls ahead near the 5-yard line for the Golden Bears. He is very effective coming out of that backfield with the catch and run.
Well, you really haven't even seen him drop balls. When they throw it into his hands, he brings that ball in. And good deal for the Golden Bears having that pass catcher out of the backfield.
3rd down and about 1.5 yards for the first down. About 5.5, they'll have a touchdown. So Smith to the sideline will go to 2:23 left in this first half of play. Play clock works its way to 10. Handoff, Ruiz, left side. He's got enough for the first down. They're banging down hard near the 2-yard line, but it's a complete feet first down run for Ruiz. So now it's 1st and goal to go.
I imagine Ruiz is going to get it one more time here. They're going to try to get him that touchdown back.
Yeah. Got one earlier that was called back left side on the run after a hold.
No sense of being cute with it. You just go ahead and line up, and you've been running them over all night long for the most part. Might as well do it and get these last couple of yards for the score.
Yeah, you got 4 downs to do it here. On the ground, Ruiz trying to find the pylon. Did he get it? Yeah, he did. Touchdown, Golden Bears. Gave up his body left side, hit that pylon in air for the 6.
Ruiz is like, you all owe me these 6, so I'm going to go ahead and get them right now. And he powered his way in for the touchdown, his 2nd of the night.
Comes with 1:47 left in the first half. So the Golden Bears extend their lead. in this non-conference contest, cousin versus cousin. Reginald Ruffin, head coach of the Golden Bears. Greg Ruffin, head coach of the Tigers of Edward Waters. And Spradlin knocks through on the extra point after attempt. Make it 28-0 Golden Bears with the lead with 1:47 left first half. Take a time out here on WOTM Sports.
From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise.
Justin Ruiz, left side, runs it in for the touchdown for the Golden Bears. And the Golden Bears with a 28-0 lead with 1:47 left in the first half of play. Brady Hamill to kick it. It'll be Mahone back deep for the return. Hamill plants it down near the 17. Mahone picks it up, and he's wrapped up immediately by special teams for the Golden Bears. Little he could do on that. Brady just put it in a great spot for the Golden Bears on the kick.
You're talking about the cousin versus cousin deal. I imagine that Greg is going to be at the Thanksgiving table with his head down if things don't turn around at this point, because all the talking is going to be done by our coach Reginald Ruffin, because at this point the Golden Bears have been in complete control from the opening kickoff.
I would love to be there at that Thanksgiving dinner. Greg, aren't you going to talk to me? Greg, say something to me.
Tell him something like, you can say as many words as points scored, and then he can't say anything.
Oh, that's a good one. We're at 1:43 left first half here. Golden Bears with a 28-0 lead. And the Tigers of Edward Ward is back out. They're going to go back with Branch now at quarterback. So Minor in there for a minor spot of duty. Ends with that interception by Maxwell Wells. So now they go back to Branch. 1st and 10. Branch with the drop. Pressure at the corners, and there's a sack by that Golden Bear defense. Could sense that coming. They just got a great surge at the corners.
Looks like Cameron Sneed finally got that sack. He was the guy that got there first. So at least he can make up a little bit for some of what was happening. And see, what's happening now, though, is that Edward Waters, knowing that they've got to drop back and pick up big yardage, now Miles can get that pass rush to him. For the most part of this first half, they've been getting rid of the football quickly, stunning that pass rush some. But now Cameron Sneed able to be the first one to get home.
Had some movement up front there. Looked like the Golden Bears may have been drawn off sides on that. We'll check it out. Had movement on both sides. That's what the Golden Bears are saying, is that they had the movement that triggered them to come in. If that's the case, that's going to put the Tigers back inside of their own 10-yard line after the assessment. 1:04 left in this first half. After they come out of this huddle near the 4, the officials, that is. We'll see where this football is, and that may dictate how the remainder of this first half is played. Knocked that off against the Golden Bear defense, though.
A delay of game penalty against the defense.
Well, let's put that one right there in the same category of the defensive block. 2nd down and 11. On the ground. This is Hugie. And Hugie up to the 26-yard line, slips down there. So Hugie with that run, that's his biggest run from scrimmage in this football game. Runs it about a yard shy of the marker.
Bit of a draw play there by Edward Waters. You can make those plays hit home. It slows down the pass rush. Miles is going to have to be a little more disciplined in its run lanes. I just thought Edward Waters was going to come out and try to throw the football to get on the scoreboard here before the half.
Well, that clock is running at 34. It looks like they've determined that they're going to just leave it on the ground and take their chances there. Another run on the inside on Hugie. Got it up to the 30 there.
Tiger, first down.
I think Edward Waters really just wants to kind of get in
Sure.
to the half.
Kind of a
Making
regroup.
another mistake. They've turned the ball over 3 times already. Every time they've turned it over, Miles has turned it into points.
So they don't have to run another play before the half. All right, now it's at 8 seconds left. They'll get one off here. Branch going to take one, fires it upfield. Catch made and turned over in after the grab.
That's good enough for another Tigers. First down.
Got it up near midfield.
Kendrell Walker, the one coming in, laying the boom. 0.4 of a second left. I imagine they're not going to be able to snap it. Oh, that should have been a penalty.
Wilkerson with that catch for the Tigers on that last pass.
And that is the end of
But
the
they're
first
going to
half.
roll. The play is done for the first 30 minutes of play. At the intermission, it's the Golden Bears with a 28-0.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
Yeah, you heard that right.
All the way from Fairfield, Alabama. Your drum majors are Montrell, Ashir, and your head drum major, Timothy Bryant. We have a great show lined up for you. So easy. Stand back, relax, and enjoy the round of the puzzle march machine. All the way turned up. Home fleet, let's go. It's cameo next.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
So now the Edward Waters band is playing with 10:55 left in the third, and it looks like you can play when your team has the ball. If that's, or they're stopping right before play. Branch drops, fires across the middle, catch made there at the 17-yard line. Trying to make out that coverage for the Golden Bears on the inside. There was a Wells there.
Maxell Wells came from a safety position. Again, he's another guy who's been playing well. He's been a little bit maligned, but since they've moved him to the safety position and actually have let him starting at the strong safety position, he's played very well.
Second down play here for the Tigers now at the 17. 10:09 left in the third. They're trying to get their first score of the ball game. Golden Bears trying to keep them right where they are on the scoreboard. But this is Carter running it to the right side. A correction on that. That's Hugie again, and Hugie this time inside the 10. That's another first down for Edward Waters down at the 8. So Hugie, since he's come into the ball game, he's been able to provide them with a spark running the football.
Coach Ruffin talks all the time about the first 5 minutes of a half, and right now Edward Waters has owned this first 5 minutes. They've just run the ball when they've needed big plays on third down. They've been able to get the conversions. I guess it's more surprising watching them run the football, especially after they didn't do a whole lot in the first half.
Rain starting to pick up again here. A flag coming in on that play. Branch kept it for the Tiger offense. But we'll check the flag.
It's a tough snap there, but it may be a legal formation. Somebody might not have been covered on the line for Edward Waters. In fact, that's what they call.
So that'll move them back. That'll take us down to 9:24 left in. As the Rains pick up again.
And I'm sure it's tough for weather forecasters with this kind of situation. You had the tropical situation, Nestor in the Gulf of Mexico, and the bands have been coming in and out of here.
Branch got it underneath, but the pass goes incomplete. Can't hang on to it.
Looks like Jared Grayson was the man on the spot there. They tried to work a quick slant, and Grayson jumped in and was able to get his hand on the ball.
They were trying to get it in the hands of their wideout Beeks, but Beeks not able to hold on to it. So second down play here with 9:09 left in the third, and the Golden Bears leading it 28-0. Ball fake and wrapped up on the inside. They tried to give it to Hugie on the inside, but he was wrapped up immediately.
Nick Floyd flew in there. Hugie had nowhere to go before he could get 2 good steps. Nick Floyd had his arms around him, and he got away from him. Mitchell Smiley was waiting right there in the wings.
So that'll make it third down now. We're already at 8:45 left in the third. Quick moving quarter here.
You run the football, that's what happens. Keep it in bounds, let the clock run. The way Miles' offense had been going, this is probably a perfect case scenario for Edward Waters. The only thing that hasn't happened to this point is they haven't punched it in the end zone.
Branch with the football in the pocket, feels the pressure, fires across the middle. That one's free and in the air, tipped and incomplete. Had a man in the end zone diving for it, not able to pull it in.
Looked like the receiver who almost was able to pull that in was number 84, Derek Davis, 5'11" sophomore from Miami and transferred from Johnson Smith.
Boy, another inopportune flag there against that Golden Bear defense. They got him for roughing Branch on that pass attempt.
Penalty that's spinning up for another Tigers. First down.
So that penalty will allow the Tigers to get that first down inside the red zone down near the 7. They go on the ground. Bounced out of bounds near the 3. That's Hughie with the football for the Tigers. Down near the 2.
That was Nick Floyd on the tackle. Nick Floyd has shown amazing speed working from sideline to sideline. We've seen him jump pass routes. We've seen him chase guys down. Hughie hit the corner. He didn't really have anyone to beat, and Nick Floyd beat him to the pylon.
Now, we saw a couple of stops over the last couple of weeks, and in that first and goal to go situation for that Golden Bear defense. See what they do on this one here. Second and goal to go for the Tigers from the 3. 7:40 left in the third. Branch joined in the backfield by Hughie. Now they bring a man in motion. They'll go that way. Flag at the line of scrimmage. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage is Hughie. Got a good stop there by that Golden Bear defense.
Nick Floyd, first guy in. He has had an outstanding ball game. And he's done so for the last couple of weeks.
He's just finding his zone now.
You saw him get to the outside. That time it was a power rush right on the inside, and he was the first guy to the running back.
Officials gather near the 7. And this is going to go up against the Tiger offense. Trip there on that play. That's going to be
offsetting penalties.
Wow. Can't catch a break on the penalties, can we?
Miles has to be a little more disciplined than this. You know, I understand where some of that roughing the passer comes from when you haven't been able to get to the quarterback, kind of like what we saw in the first half when they got the 15-yard penalty for making a tackle out of bounds because of the frustration. Sometimes you just got to be able to reel that in. But something like offsides is something that you should be able to pay attention to. You know, lining up in the right place is something you do every day. So lining up offsides is not something that should be happening.
So they replay it. They get it to the end zone. Pass goes incomplete. Flag coming in the end zones. You know likely what that is. That's going to actually give them a fresh set of downs, half the distance to the goal, if it's pass interference. They had a couple of receivers there on just a quick hitter behind the line of scrimmage. And the Golden Bears kind of bunched up in there as well. A couple of flags coming in there.
I wonder, on a pass interference call, though, if the ball is tipped, then if any hand gets on the ball, they're going to wave that off. But I imagine it would be holding as opposed to pass interference. And that's what it is. You get 5 yards to be able to bump, but you can't hold it. And so that's what that call is. So that's why it's half the distance as opposed to the first play. But really half the distance is to the 1.5.
They get the fresh set of downs, and there's movement up front by the Golden Bears again. Boy, just having a penalty fest. Golden Bears are on this possession by the Tigers of Edward Waters.
McNeil was the guy who got over the line first, Joshua McNeil. Question is, did Edward Waters draw him off?
Yeah. Boy, just when you think you're on the trail of these officials and following their calls, this would be an opportune time for us to be wrong about it. Yep, but we're not. They get the Golden Bears there. So that'll push it half the distance to the half a distance that it was already pushed.
Keeping up with Twitter a little bit, our interim president, Bobby Knight, not happy about that penalty that we took. She said, why does the Purple Marching Machine get those penalties, but when other bands play, there are no penalties at all? She's here. She's at the ball game.
Glad to have her chiming in. Good question. So first and goal to go now. They try to punch it in. Hughie left side. He won't get in on that effort. That's a huge effort by that Golden Bear defense left side.
He's got to hit the hole harder than that if he wants to get in there. He tried to tiptoe in there, and Ozzie Williams said, I'm not having that. Mitchell Smiley, Maxell Wells came right in behind. You can't tiptoe. You got to power the ball in. I know it's only a yard, and you think, hey, I can just kind of slide into this crevice, maybe even fall in the end zone. But the way this front seven has played on the goal line this year, you've got to do everything right if you're the opposition just trying to score from the one on Miles.
Yeah, you got to do a Dante Edwards. Second and goal to go now. They're going to try to power it again. This time they got some traction, but flags coming in there as they got it in the end zone right side, but let's check the flag out. Boy, it could be big against the Tigers if that's a hold up front.
Yeah, but then another penalty came in. You wonder if that's going to be a personal
offset.
foul.
Boy, there's
a
another
third
one. Yeah, so somewhere in there, I have a feeling there's going to be an assessment against the Golden Bears.
Yeah, there was no one but Golden Bears around that
last one, yeah. And that is the very thing you're talking about. That's exactly what you don't want to see in this type situation. But you got to play. You're playing ahead. You're leading 28-0, and you're playing with the confidence and swagger that you're up against a team that you should be leading 28-0. So the element is to relax. Now the officials having a time kind of sorting this one out. Had a bevy of flags coming in there early into that play sequence and then right at the end.
It'd be amazing if there was a holding call that started that, because the hole that opened up for Edward Waters was one that was slow developing, if you will. Like, that hole wasn't open right at the start of the play, and then all of a sudden, hey, look, sure, I've got this spot to kind of push in. That's generally a holding call.
Right. That's when it gets created
against the offensive line. But now I think you might have had wonder if you've had some punches thrown or somebody got kicked. If that's happening, you're out of the ball game, and worst case scenario, you sit out the first half of the next game.
That's right. They did come over to talk to Coach Greg Ruffin for the Tigers of Edward Waters, and they did the same with Reginald Ruffin, head coach of the Golden Bears.
And I wonder if they got Jamari Smith at all, because
so at the end of the day, whatever happened, it all happened against the Golden Bears. So the Tigers decline and they get their touchdown. Wow. So they come away from that conference with the touchdown call for the Tigers, and they get their first score of the ball game. Comes with 6:38 remaining in the third quarter. Sevier now on to convert the point after. Sevier on the kick, and he is good. So with 6:38 remaining in the third, Edward Waters with his first score of the ball game. Golden Bears with a 28-7 lead. Step out for a break here on WOTM Sports.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
6:38 remains, and as you look down at field level, you're not seeing something that's incorrect. The Tigers of Edward Waters is going to be able to kick this football off to the Golden Bears from the 35 of the Golden Bears.
Rarely see that kind of stuff happening, and in this case, you may want to watch out. Edward Waters is behind. Very short field. No sense of kicking it deep.
Sure.
Might as well kick an onside kick and try to get it. Worst thing happens, they're going to start about the 20-yard line.
That's what they're lining up for. They'll get it airborne, but it's going to be fielded by one of the up men for the Golden Bears at the 21-yard line. That's Antonio Lee. Sure-handed Lee able to cover that football for miles.
He's probably dropped the fewest passes. He's the biggest guy out there, too, so sometimes those balls bounce. You want to catch it at the highest point. Why not have the surest-handed, tallest guy out there to try to get that ball? He secured it, went right down, and again, nothing for Edward Waters to lose there. Miles is going to start short of its 25-yard line, which is better than kicking it out of the back of the end zone.
At least you give yourself an opportunity for perhaps some kind of play. After a grinding drive by the Tigers of Edward Waters, keeping that football for so long, the Golden Bear offense out there for the first time now with 6:36 left in the third quarter. Smith, ball fake by Daniel. In the pocket, slides to the right. Now raises, fires upfield, got McNeely behind the defense, but he had to wait just a moment, and the coverage there by the Tigers is on spot to knock it away.
Number 25 there, Dante LaCorn, was the one who was able to get the pass breakup. Daniel Smith, he waited once, rolled out, looked again. McNeely got open like he did. You saw it in the first half when he did that. But that time, LaCorn was the man right there to knock that ball free.
So the pass goes incomplete. It'll bring up second now for the Golden Bears from their own 23. Smith on the ground. Ruiz looking for room at the corner. Flag tossed in at the back of that play. And Ruiz knocked out of bounds near the 27. Your early indication it's going against Golden Bears.
Got to believe that's going to be a holding call against Miles. In fact, you saw the senior offensive lineman, Roger Womack, jumping up and down as soon as he saw the call. He knew it was him. Probably didn't believe it was him, but he knew who it was going to be called against. This second half, this third quarter, has gone completely against the Golden Bears in terms of what Edward Waters has been able to do, the penalty flags piling on top of each other. I'm sure Miles has over 100 yards in penalties again, which is not what the Golden Bears want to see.
Indeed, you're right. Came in the ball game fourth. They had 6 at halftime. I know we've had at least that many in the third.
Yeah, just on the kickoff, they had 30 extra yards in penalties. Miles not doing a good job.
Smith pressured here, AA, and he'll be sacked near the 8-yard line. Just got to be careful. 6:10 left in the third, and you're just giving these guys some life here at their home field.
You talk about momentum and how it can move a ball game. We saw what happened in the fourth quarter on that last drive. Miles really hadn't been able to do much of anything, and then on third down, boom, the other third down, boom, you just get up the field very quickly. You know, it's turning against the Golden Bears here as they're looking at third and very long.
Wow, yeah. This will be about 3rd and 25 from the 7. And Tigers trying to flip this field. Ruiz with the football right side's got some space. Fumbled the football down near the 10, and the Tigers look like they covered that for the turnover. Boy, out of all the things you didn't want to happen at such lagging play over the last couple of minutes, that really punctuates it there with the fumble.
Talk about teachable moments, and still Miles is in control, although it's starting to kind of come loose just a little bit. But I promise you, when you get to practice on Monday, Coach Ruffin is certainly going to have something to talk to his team about. You can't come out flat against this team. We talked about it in the first half. You want to come in and you want to put this team away. And by allowing them their first and goal here inside the 10, if they punch it in again, you're looking at a 2-score game with plenty of game left to go.
Branch in the offense for Edward Waters back out on the football field. 1st and goal to go from the 9. 28-7 lead for the Golden Bears, but the Tigers threatening again. They get it to Hughie on the outside, a flag at the back of the play, touchdown one for him, but likely that one will come back.
Well, everybody threw a flag again. These officials, if anything, they have been in sync, because when one person throws a flag, there's at least 2 or 3 more that come in. That was a touchdown. Nothing had to happen for Edward Waters, and I think their offensive guard grabbed somebody for the Golden Bears. That one's coming back.
Yeah, good call on that.
Hughie had hit the corner.
Yeah, past that infraction area there where that happened. That will come back against the Tigers. So the Golden Bears, for the moment, breathe a sigh of relief. But they are just stagnant and flat right now. Golden Bears are with 5:18 left in the third.
I'll tell you who's not flat, Hughie, man. When he gets to the outside, man, that guy, he's got the afterburners ready to click on. As soon as he turned that corner, there was no one there to greet him except for the end zone.
And he did not start the football game. You have to wonder, it's tipped off that he would be starting this week. So I looked down on the sideline to see if he was out there early on. And he wasn't even on the bench in the first few minutes of the football game.
Makes you wonder if there was something disciplinary happening. You know, young guy, some press clippings after the huge week he had against Allen. And sometimes you got to use your best guys to teach the best lessons.
Branch got a one-on-one trying to get it into that pass coverage. A flag coming in the end zone there. They were trying to get it to Wilkerson in a one-on-one. Wilkerson working with a decided height advantage on the Miles secondary. and he drew a flag.
There's Jarius Grayson on the coverage, and Coach Ruffin talks about situations such as that. When you've got these 6'3" and 6'4" receivers, you know, you've got to leverage yourself against those big guys. You have to be proper in your technique to keep them from kind of just leaning on you and using you pretty much as a jumping board to be able to get the ball, because generally a quarterback is going to throw it where only the big guy can get it. If you're 6 foot and he's 6'4", that's a decided disadvantage. But when you're not being sound in the technique, in the coverage, things like that can happen. And in this case, it gives an automatic first down to the Tigers.
They'll mark it off, take it inside of the 10 and inside of the 5, all the way down to the 3. So the gifts just keep on coming from the Golden Bear defense.
First down.
First and goal to go now for Edward Waters.
Play has been working to get the ball to Hugie to the outside. Let's see if Edward Waters goes to that again.
They do, but at the spot of the handoff, good surge in front by the Golden Bears.
Looked like maybe Jalen Thomas was the first guy there. Gets good penetration. Hugie didn't get a chance to really cut it up inside.
Yeah, this good surge on the inside there. It was Jalen on the hit there for the Golden Bears. We're under 4 or 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Second and goal to go now for Edward Waters.
Miles has run 3 plays this half. It's been all Edward Waters.
Branch joined by Hugie in the backfield. Ball fake, Branch across the middle, slant route. Catch made, touchdown, Edward Waters.
Rodney Coleman was on the coverage, number 14 there, Tiberius Horn, with the touchdown catch.
So with 4:27 left in the third quarter, suddenly we have a football game here now. Back-to-back touchdowns by Edward Waters. Sevier on now for the point after. He knocks that through for Edward Waters, make it 28-14 now with 4:27 left in the third. Timeout on the field to take a break here on WOTM Sports.
From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise.
Tigers of Edward Waters starting to breathe some life into this football game. Back-to-back touchdowns, 28-14 lead. Golden Bears lead has been cut here after the touchdown pass to Horn. Sevier with the kick, backpedaling. Return from the 5. Looks like Leonard Tyree with that football on the return for the Golden Bears, and Tyree up near the 20-yard line.
Anthony Robinson out. Leonard Tyree is the guy who took his spot. The first time he got a return, he averaged over 24 yards of kickoff return last year. He's got the experience to do it, but obviously moved him off because he's got a much bigger role in the offense this season as the #1 receiver.
So Smith and the offense back out on the football field now. 4:15 left, only the second possession for the Golden Bears in this third quarter. Smith on the ground. Ruiz looks for room left side, wrapped up. Tigers are trying to rip that football out of there. Justin holding on to it. Not much on that pickup there, maybe 2, that's about it.
The way that the offensive line was pushing Edward Waters off the ball in the first half, not happening here in the second half, although there's not been a huge sample size.
Sure,
that was just the
about to
fourth
say,
play
evidence is kind of scant.
that Miles has run here in the second half.
Second down play. Smith in the offense. Short drop by Daniel. Fires out in the flats. Squared up catch there made at the corner by Tyree. And the Tigers are just trying to rip that football away. Leonard trying to make some positive move after the catch. They have gotten an extra yard, but they're trying to really strip it away from him.
This might be the biggest play of the ball game to this point because Miles needs a first down. They need to let their defense sit down, catch a breather, and slow down the momentum that is rolling heavily in the Edward Waters direction.
Third down play here. We're at 3:10 left in the third. 28-14 Golden Bears with the lead and the football, facing a critical 3rd and 5 here from their own 24. Smith, short drop, fires in the flats. Catch made there at the corner. That's enough for a complete feet first down. Leonard Tyree, the target, and good catch by Tyree at the sideline.
When you need something, why not go to your number one target? The best pitch and catch combo here in this conference. And Tyree caught it, spun up, got the first down. One of the things I saw before that snap, you saw where Edward Waters jumped a bit, and Miles, generally, if somebody jumps offside, you're supposed to snap it. You got Tyler Lowry, the freshman, who's there at the center. Standing right next to him is the guy who had been at center, Aaron Scroggins. He didn't like it. He kind of waved at Lowry's hands, trying to let him know that, hey, you got to let that football go.
They let this pass go out in the flats to Cohen Hudson. Hudson with the catch, but not much positive yardage. The flag going on that play, going against the Golden Bears. Flag at the backside of play, and it will, boy, you just hate to see that. Trying to get some moment. And same thing there. We see a tripping foul there against the Golden Bears. Saw that against the Tigers a few minutes ago, or earlier in this quarter.
Yeah, those are the kind of fouls that come out of not doing things the right way. Just tripping someone is almost declaring, hey, I got beat. I need to stop this guy from getting wherever he's trying to get. Or even worse than that, I don't like this guy. Let me see if I can get away with one. And that's selfish play.
Yeah, either way, that's just not good. So now it's first down and 24. On the ground, Ruiz looks for room right side. He's shoved out of bounds after a pickup of about maybe 7 or 8 on that carry. That's a good run there by Justin Ruiz right side. Got some of that back.
We haven't seen a lot of Wade Streeter, and I know Ruiz has played very well, but you know, I'm wondering why Streeter has not been seeing the field near as much over the last couple of weeks. Remember in the Clark Atlanta game, he had in the Missouri S&T game, he had taken a hip pointer, but he just hasn't been used near as much.
Here's Smith on the second down play. Shoots it out in the flats. Catch made over the shoulder and out of bounds. To Cohen Hudson again there just in front of that Tiger bench. And Cohen with a good grab there. Didn't know where to put him out. Looks like they're going to put him out near the 31-yard line. So that's going to make it 3rd and a full 11 for the Golden Bears.
Cohen Hudson has looked rather sure-handed over the last couple of ball games, replacing Anthony Robinson. Robinson, as we've seen, he's got that extra special burst of speed. So I haven't quite seen that from Cohen Hudson yet, but he's certainly been catching the football.
Very stable. We're down to 1:40 left in the third quarter. And a 3rd and 11 now for the Golden Bears. Smith looks to his right, now fires, setting up, and Antonio Lee, we talked about his sure hands there, not able to hold on to that football.
Of all people that dropped the football, he was the last guy I would have thought would have done it. He put it right in his hands, Daniel Smith did, and Lee just was unable to bring it in. He was still about a yard short, but if he falls forward, it's going to be another first down. Instead, it's going to bring out Jay Fitch for his second punt of the ball game.
So that drive stalls for the Golden Bears on their end of the football field. With 1:30 left in the third quarter. Golden Bears with a 28-14 lead, but getting set to give the football back over to the Tigers of Edward Waters, who scored on their last 2 possessions. So Fitch with the punt. And whistles at the line of scrimmage. Another delay of game here, looks like, for the Golden Bears. Play clock was at 0, and it will go against Miles. Boy, you talk about just dismantling in one phase of the game and how impactful that is to everything else you try to do out there.
Miles had 6 penalties at halftime. They've easily doubled that here in the third quarter.
Just the third quarter alone, absolutely. So Fitch set again. It'll be Mahone back to receive the punt. Fitch with the kick, line drive. Mahone will have a return here. Line drive to him at the 34, short side of the field. Slices back to the inside, just a couple of players to beat. And he lost the football near the 41-yard line. Golden Bears saying that they have it. A flag coming in at the back of this play. The official indicating that it was a fumble and it belongs to the Golden Bears. But let's check out this flag near the 40-yard line.
That flag is probably going to be against Edward Waters. I think Miles might end up with this football and finally get the break that they need.
Yeah, he didn't get it from the offense. See if you can get it from special teams here. A line drive punt by Jay Fitch. Mahone had it on the return in stride at the 34. Got it on the Miles side of the field near the 41 and coughed it up there after a hard hit.
He had to kick it low. That wind was gusting into his face. If he had shot that up in the air like he normally likes to do, the wind would have banged it right down. That ball wouldn't have got to the 40-yard line.
Now the officials gathering here near the 37-yard line. I wonder what the conversation's about there on that flag. A minute 14 left in the third. And you just want them to be a little bit more decisive about the call. Go ahead and get it out one way or the other here.
Well, the one thing that you do want to make sure is that you got it right. Miles is sending its offense out on the field like there's no question this is not against the Golden Bears. I don't think the penalty is going to be against Miles. I think the question is it a penalty? So whether it's a penalty or not, Miles should have the football.
The offense was being pushed out there by Coach Ruffin for Miles College.
Looks like Edward Waters is trying to get their defense together, saying, hey, let's get ready to get out here and play some football.
Well, it looks like they're... Well, we'll wait and see what the call is here.
Speculation is always fun, though, Charles.
Yeah, I guess you... And it went against, actually, Miles. Boy, oh boy.
When it rains, it pours.
Yes, sir. We've had it physically in the air and certainly had penalties against the Golden Bears. Boy, opportune situation there to come away with a fumble on a punt exchange. Instead, there's a personal foul and gives the football to the Tigers with more yardage.
That's the fourth personal foul this quarter, plus the unsportsmanlike conduct 15 against the band. 75 yards and penalties just on those plays. That doesn't include the defensive holding, doesn't include the pass interference. Miles has 100 yards and penalties just here in the third quarter.
Stop it, you're killing me. Boy. Strong close, counselor. From the 26-yard line now. It's the Tigers of Edward Waters with a minute 14 left in the third and another opportunity here for score.
Coach
First
Ruffin
and 10.
is giving the officials the business. And he doesn't watch out, he's going to end up with a 15-yard penalty.
So the Tigers here, after the assessment, Branch in shotgun gun. Hughie joins him back there. Branch with a short drop, looks upfield, pumps once, going to the end zone, shot it over everybody. Incomplete.
The wind can giveth and it can taketh away. On that pass, Branch let it go and the wind said, hey, I'm going to take this another extra 5 yards, and took it out of the back of the end zone.
He's trying to get it downfield to Peaks in the end zone. Second down coming here for Edward Waters. So you got to take it as it lays, and that's what's in front of the Golden Bears now, despite the penalties. With a minute 8 left, they need to stop the Tigers here on this possession. From the 26. Stevens and Hughie join Branch in the backfield. They give it to Stevens. He'll try misdirection coming back to the right and fights ahead for some positive yards on a play that was Looked like it was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Swing and a miss there from Nick Floyd. That doesn't happen too often, or at least it hasn't happened too often. And Stevens was able to swing up out of that and ran into the arms of Cameron Sneed. But it's going to, instead of making it 3rd and long, it's now 3rd and short. Looks like about a 3rd and 2 for the Tigers.
Clock running at 40 seconds left in the 3rd. Movement up front, no flag. Now the flag comes in from the backside.
If that's not a false start on the tackle.
You're willing to go there now?
I watched the tackle. He leaned over the line of scrimmage. That should have been, and that's exactly what they got.
You got it. They finally heard you up here. They got them for motion up front. One finally going the way of the Golden Bears with 34 seconds left in the 3rd. Pushed the Tigers back 5. Put him at the 24-yard line.
It's really the first break Miles has caught here in the 2nd half. It has been all Edward Waters.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout called on the field. The Tigers of Edward Waters take it with 34 seconds remaining. And they take it with the Golden Bears leading 28-14. We'll step out for a timeout as well on WOTM Sports.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
34 seconds left in the 3rd. It's a 3rd down play here for the Tigers of Edward Waters. 3rd and about 7 to go for the 1st. Can't see with your wrist, man. Branch, he'll line up in shotgun. And whistles before play gets started here.
The clock hadn't started. The play clock hadn't started. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what they're pointing towards the back of the end zone. I'm just curious.
Well, this officiating crew has been busy, particularly in this 3rd quarter. They didn't make any adjustments to the clock, so.
Same time the clock hasn't, there it goes, it starts to run.
Branch, low snap, but he handles. Pressure by the Golden Bears. Fires across the middle, crossing route. Catch made, and dragging Golden Bears down near the 5-yard line is Wilkerson for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
Mitchell Smiley was the man who went for the ride. Wilkerson is a big boy, 6'6", 270 is what they list him as. He apparently came here as a defensive lineman, but they have converted him to tight end / wide receiver. And Mitchell Smiley doesn't go for many rides like that. I was starting to worry that he was going to get carried in the end zone like you've seen on social media. But there's a Golden Bear that's down.
Tigers do a good job there with the route pass from Branch to Wilkerson across the middle. So they are right back in business inside of the red zone. 1st and goal to go when play resumes.
Trying to get a look and see who that is that's down.
Abby Clark down there providing assistance. She and her staff down
Greg
there.
Lewis is down. And also Jonathan Hall. Is that Mitchell Smiley that's on his back?
Trying to get up.
That's who it is, Mitchell Smiley, but he's up.
Smiley is going toward the sideline. 25 seconds left in the 3rd. And he's favoring that right leg as he heads that way, though.
It may just be a cramp. You don't want to speculate too heavy, but again, the humidity here, as the winds have died down a little bit, the humidity plus the rain, we're right along the waters.
On the ground now, busted play, and boy, Branch pays the price for that. The surging on the inside, and that's Floyd again with the stop for the Golden Bears.
Drove him right into the dirt. Miles needed a big play there to end the third quarter, and hopefully that'll be the end of the nightmare, because it's been all Edward Waters over the last 15 minutes.
We get set to go into the fourth. Golden Bears with a 28-14 lead, but the Tigers of Edward Waters threatening. Take a break here on WOTM Sports.
Don't you just love rain? It's nature's way of watering the earth. Thunderstorms are a different story. Poppy really freaks out if the lights go off. That's why we love Alabama Power. As soon as it's safe, they work day and night to get the lights back on. Fast. Kind of like real-life superheroes. I know they do it for everybody, but sometimes I think they do it just for Poppy. Say thanks, Poppy.
You heard that right.
Golden Bears with a 28-14 lead as we start the fourth quarter. But it starts with the Tigers inside the red zone. 2nd and goal to go. Low snap, football's bumping on the surface, and a fumble recovery there. Austin Stevens able to dive on it for the Golden Bears.
And when you need a play, sometimes you just got to go back to your leader. And Austin Stevens, again, we haven't called his name a ton this season. He's been working through different injuries. He's out there with a small mini club on his hand, but when Miles needed a stop inside the 10-yard line, it's Austin Stevens making the play.
And you go from the third quarter, disastrous third quarter, to the first play of the fourth. It looks like your fortunes have changed a bit here. They come away with the fumble on that play. Austin Stevens got it. Here comes the offense now.
Now you've got to move the ball. The offense ran exactly 8 plays in the third quarter.
Let's see if they can't flip that script here in the fourth. Smith trying to get that offense set. Maybe able to hear offensive coordinator Aaron Weeks down on our right, trying to get them to get set and get this play off. We're down to 10 on the play clock now. Snap to Smith on the ground. Edwards tightening up on that football, wrapping it up, and works his way up near the 17.
Tighten up is the right word. It looked at those big arms that he has, just squoze that football. It's like, you're not coming out here today. I need a couple extra carries, knowing that if he lets go of that football, especially after you just got it back, he may not see the light of day for a little while.
You might see some of the terrain between Jacksonville and Birmingham. Smith on a 2nd and 8. Movement up front, no flag. Smith in the pocket, surveys, fires it out in the flats. Catch made at the corner. Now turning upfield, that's Leonard Tyree. And that's the man you want to go to in that situation. Complete feet first down after the run and catch, but check the flag. It's got to be at that line of scrimmage early on.
Might be a roughing the passer call against Edward Waters, and Miles is going to get 15 more on top of it.
Oh, you're on your game now. A good call. So tack that on after the great catch and run by Leonard Tyree at the sideline. You were talking about it, that burst of speed just on that play alone with Leonard at the sideline. He's just got that gift. He can just find that other gear and just step right past a lot of defenders there on that reception.
Even on the tight sideline, he was one guy away from breaking it and going all the way. But that penalty plus the play flips the field for the Golden Bears. At the very least, if you do have to punt from here, you make Edward Waters work.
Football at the 49 after the play and assessment. 1st and 10 for the Golden Bears. We're at 14 minutes left in the football game. On the ground, Edwards looks for space. He's got some left side. Slides back to the inside and up near the 35-yard line.
That play looked like it was broken just a bit. Like the handoff didn't go right where they wanted it to go, but Edwards still took it and was able to pound it in. for another complete feet first down for the Golden Bears.
Edwards showing some speed at the corner there as well.
You know, big guys, they all think they can run. Big guys think they can dance. They can do the things that the little guys do. We just don't get credit for it.
Just looks a little awkward. 13:30 left in the contest. On the Tiger end of the field, they go to Edwards again. Dante bangs his way ahead up near the 31-yard line. Just a gutsy run there right side.
Asking for tempo. The Golden Bears are. They want to get to the line. They want to go ahead and push it and keep Edward Waters on its heels.
Smith joined by Edwards in the backfield. They went left. They're going left this time. And Edwards tripped up from behind there. I think he's fallen ahead enough for a complete feet first down, but we'll check the marker out on it. Maybe a little, looks like he's a little bit shy of that. So that'll bring up third and less than a yard for the Golden Bears.
Looks like that that Fort Valley State game at the beginning of the season, where in the fourth quarter they started giving the ball a ton to Edwards. They were splitting with him and Freeman, but when they wanted those tough yards at the end, it was Dante Edwards who was carrying the mail.
3.5 yards to go for a first down. On the ground left side, Edwards got enough for the first. Goes to that second wave of the defense. Breaks free. There's Edwards. One man to beat. Tripped up. They knock him out of bounds just outside of the goal line. Edwards, how about the second effort on the left side? An injured Tiger over there.
Yeah, it's the guy I think who got ran over. There was one guy who was ran over. The second guy got ran through. And it just took a last chip right there at the goal line to keep Edwards from scoring a touchdown.
Well, you talked about paving roads early on. There, Dante Edwards doing a little road paving himself on that left side. Down at the half-yard line. When play resumes, it will be first and goal to go for the Golden Bears. Start of the fourth quarter, stark contrast to what they experienced in the third. Everything going well so far for the Golden Bears. With the start of the quarter, Austin Stevens coming away with a fumble recovery to get this drive going. And now they're trying to punctuate it with a touchdown. Like the mark they have it right now, AA, is right near the 4-yard line. May have stepped out of bounds at the 4 as they attend to the injured Tiger far side of the field.
I think about a minute and a half ago, Edward Waters was on the precipice of cutting this to a one-score ball game. And 5 plays later, Miles is 4 yards away from giving itself a bit of breathing room here in the fourth quarter.
The injured Tiger on that play. Survey their roster.
I think it's number 37, Colby Wilcox.
Colby Wilcox.
5'11" sophomore defensive back from Baldwin, Florida. He was no match over there on that side of the field for Dante Edwards, who again listed rather generously at 215 pounds.
And Wilcox trying to make it off the field under his own power, but it's been a little bit difficult getting some help from the training staff. Coach Greg Ruffin, meanwhile, taking that opportunity to give some business to the officials. Dante Edwards dealing out some pain on that run for the Golden Bears. Makes it first and goal to go from the 4. Oh, Smith.
Justin Ruiz back in the backfield. I imagine he'll be the next guy to touch it, looking for his 3rd touchdown of the ball game.
See if he can't catch a corner here. Clock running at 12:24. Snap to Smith. Ball fake to Louise. Smith rolls, raises, tosses it back of the end zone. Nobody to throw it to. Had Tyree in the corner of the end zone, but he was covered there.
Well, you don't want to make a throw that wasn't there.
Yeah. You want to come away with a touchdown here on this possession.
I think they were looking to see if Tinch may have been open in the front of the end zone. You know, it would have taken a bit more of a play, but he was there. He had a smaller guy on him. Quite possibly could have gone to Tinch.
So Tinch lines up in the backfield on this play. He's with Smith and Edwards. Now he'll slide the line left side. They go that way with the handoff to Dante. Edwards fights his way, spins his way. Did he get in? No, they're going to get him down near the 1 yard line. Check the flag out at the back of the play. Oh boy, don't tell me.
When it comes from the back, it's real simple to see.
And it's simple to see what the call is down there. That was going against the Golden Bears. Tigers are saying they came away with a fumble as well. I don't know if the officiating crew is going to be that generous, but they're certainly going to knock this assessment off against the Golden Bears and push them back out.
The flag came in so late. Look at the play again. Edwards was all the way in. Then the flag came out.
And Roger Womack just throwing his hands up in disgust.
Didn't look like anyone got double teamed at any point on that run either.
Yeah, you're right. Straight line blocking. That'll push the Golden Bears back to the 19-yard line now. They'll face 2nd and goal to go from the 19. Snap to Smith, ball fake, and lefty, flush to his left. Got Tinch there in front, now he'll tuck and run. Smith, flag coming in at the back of the play again. He's knocked out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Boy, you hate to think that there's going to be another assessment here.
Well, when it comes from the back, if it's holding it, it tends to be against the defense, and that would give Miles a fresh set of downs. It'd be a 5-yard penalty, and you reset the downs for the Golden Bears.
The officials once again at the 20 gathering with 11:37 left in the ball game.
This game was moving very quickly, and as the flags have started to mount, it has grinded to a halt.
And this one will go against the Tigers of Edward Waters. So the news all good on that play. All right, fresh set of downs. And it'll actually be 1st and goal to go now for the Golden Bears. They'll put it down near the 8-yard line.
Check and see here if they haven't reset that down marker yet. It should have been a fresh set of downs.
Well, they're showing it from the 6. It's got to be 1st and goal to go. Smith, short drop, looks right, fires one-on-one, trying to get it in the corner of the end zone. Over the shoulder, incomplete though, the back of the end zone. Had McNeely there, but McNeely ran out of real estate in the corner. So they don't. So they do not reset the down marker here. AA, they got it showing still as 3rd.
Which is interesting because the board had it at 2nd. They just moved it to 3rd.
11:26 left in this 4th quarter of action. Golden Bears right down here facing a 3rd and goal to go from the 6. And Smith got to get him to the line of scrimmage. 3 seconds on the play clock now. Got to hurry. Smith got the snap. Ball fake. He'll keep it left side. Smith slides to left side. Dives in the end zone. Touchdown, Golden Bears. Gave up his body there, but able to lunge in for the Golden Bears 6.
Daniel Smith did it better than I did. As I was trying to get the video, I fumbled the phone, so I couldn't get it. But he held on to the football as he jumped into the end zone. 8-yard touchdown run, and Miles able to extend the lead.
Just when they needed the touchdown, they got the break on defense with the fumble recovery by Austin Stevens, and the offense takes it down the field, and they score with Daniel Smith's 6-yard run. Well, Spradlin on now for the point after. Spradlin, he knocks it through With 11:20 left in the football game, it's a 35-14 lead now for the Golden Bears of Miles College over the Tigers of Edward Waters College. Take a break here on WOTM.
From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise.
Golden Bears finally notch a score in this second half. Daniel Smith, left side with the carry from 6 yards away, makes it 35-14. Brady Hamill set to kick it away now for Miles. Golden Bears cruising in the first half of play. As Hamill's kick's going to come down near the 15. It'll be Mahone with the return now for the Tigers. Mahone lost it momentarily. Now he lost it on the surface. It's loose on the football field. They're diving for it. Everybody is. Golden Bears in that pile say that they have it, and we'll check it out. Mahone is down. He took a hard shot, but the scramble was near the 35. They unpile it over there, trying to determine who's got possession of the football. And the officials say it's Golden Bear football.
Antonio Evans comes away with it.
Evans clears it for the Golden Bears. Mahone still down on the football field. He took a wicked shot near the 35. The football came free and rolled up there, and a few players from both squads diving at it. And somehow Evans able to get under that pile and keep it for the Golden Bears. Much better fourth quarter for the Golden Bears than what they experienced in the third.
And again, sometimes it just takes one play. And it was looking grim to start the fourth quarter with Edward Waters inside the 10-yard line. And Austin Stevens gets in there and gets the loose ball. That's 5 turnovers for Edward Waters tonight. And you can't win football games like that, no matter how hard you're trying to go back.
Kennard Mahone, he's going toward the sideline. And he took a hard shot, clearing his helmet there, headed toward the sideline. He almost has that walk like, hey, this may be it for me for the night. Don't know if he, I won't even speculate on that about any kind of concussion or not, but took a hard hit there. He's to the sideline. Golden Bears to the football field, the offense. From the 35 of the Tigers. Smith gives it to Martin, left side. Padarius looking for the corner, can't turn it. They push him out of bounds near the 31. Players nearing this surfaced area outside of play here. But that was just continuation. No flags coming in on that.
Right, I think that he had a hard time stopping as he was pushing out of bounds. I don't think there was an intent to try to drive him into the ground out of bounds or hit him late. And track over there is slick. It's even slicker beyond the out of bounds lines. You can look on this side when you look on the Edward Waters side. It's the footing is not very good over there.
That's where that crown lay comes into play, and that water starts to push off the field and down into that area. 2nd down and 5 after the run by Martin. Harvey slides to the line. Ball fake Smith, looks upfield. Got 2 men behind the coverage, but he got it up instead inside. Martin on a grab near the 20-yard line. That's a complete feet, first down. That time Smith electing to go underneath, but had 2 players behind the coverage in the end zone.
Just waves of guys coming in. We haven't heard Padarius Martin's name very much tonight, especially after heroics from last week. But he's come in, he gets a run. That time he gets a reception. It's first down, and Miles driving, trying to hammer this last nail in the coffin.
From the 20 now, 1st and 10. Smith Gives it left side Ruiz. Ruiz with a hard push in there left side, close to that complete feet first down on that carry. Maybe a half-yard shy.
You know, statistically, this is not going to look like the biggest or best games for the Golden Bears, and especially when you pull up that penalty number or consider the third quarter. But you can get a finish out of this ball game the way it's starting to look here, and dominating the fourth quarter, much like Edward Waters dominated the third. You know, it's a nice bus ride home.
9:30 remains in the contest. Smith with a 2nd down and 2. A hard count at the line. Now he'll pull off. Play clock at 9. They set Harvey right side. 5 to snap it. On the ground. Trying to get the corner. Martin looking for the space now. Got to go fight his way toward the sideline. Check out the 2-3 flags coming in on that play. You know the read on that one.
And they're all consistent, throwing it all at the right spot. Because he didn't punch it in there on that play, it extended the play, and it's probably going to be a hold against the Golden Bears.
Yeah, that's where it comes in. If that play kind of works its way toward the sideline, there's more opportunities to try to block downfield. And if the technique's not right, because these receivers are normally coming back to provide the blocks. No, and actually, there was 2 penalty assessments called on that, both against the Golden Bears.
It was a rather clear hold here at the tackle spot. Theodore Victorin, they threw the flags right at his foot. Number 71.
So that'll push him outside the red zone, the Golden Bears, to the 21-yard line. Second and 10 or 12. Smith looks right, dumps it downfield behind the defense. Easy catch and touchdown to Dominic McNeely for the Golden Bears. Can't get much easier than that.
Yeah, McNeely hadn't caught a touchdown since the first game of the year against Fort Valley State, and he was wide open. He actually had to wait on the ball because Daniel Smith kind of twirled it up there. He didn't even fire it. He just kind of let it rainbow into the open receiver that was not a defender within 4 or 5 yards.
Not sure what the Tigers were expecting there, but they did not provide the coverage. McNeely got behind him, and Smith with an easy pass for the touchdown. Comes with 8:59 left in the ball game. Now the breathing room a little bit better for the Golden Bears. Spradlin with the kick, make it 42-14 after he's through on the PAT. Golden Bears with the lead. We'll take a break here on WOTM.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
8:59 left here at the Shipyard on the First Coast High School campus. Tigers of Edward Waters hosting the Golden Bears of Miles College. Golden Bears right now with a 42-14 lead. Brady Hamill set to kick it away after the touchdown pass from Daniel Smith. As Hamill will pooch this one up in the air. It looks like the Golden Bears are going to come away with that one. He got it past the 10-yard run, and one of the Golden Bears up in flight, able to pull it in. And on special teams now, the Golden Bears trying to dig back to that offense on the football field.
I think they're discussing it, but I think they're going to give this ball to Edward Waters.
Right in front of the Golden Bear bench. And the Golden Bears now animated as though it's their football, but neither team is shown. Looks like the Tiger offense getting set to come out there.
Well, the official had pointed his arm as if Edward Waters was going to get that football. He had pointed the possession towards Edward Waters, but there seems to be a conversation going on here.
Somebody dropped a flag in there as a part of that conversation. I'm hoping they just dropped it accidentally.
The question becomes, was the ball touched before the 10 yards? Because that's why that kind of penalty would happen. Either there's a touch or there is an offsides, but generally they'll call that offsides and throw that flag right at the line where they kick.
And Coach Ruffin right in the middle of that. And now they're...
Another flag comes in.
Wow.
Because Ruffin has had enough, and he just let the official know about.
Flag on the Miles College sideline.
Just in front of the Miles bench. I don't know if that may be enough to get Coach Ruffin out of this game. But you could see some clear frustration just in front of the Miles bench after the special teams onside kick, and it appeared that they had gotten well past the 10-yard mark on the kick, and that the ball was caught in the air by a Golden Bear special teams player.
More yards, penalty yards. Miles may have more penalty yards than yards of offense at this point. But to be winning the game handily as the Golden Bears are, that penalty yardage and the penalty situation really has to be something Miles is going to have to address. You're going to have a tough Central State team where you're going to travel on the road to Ohio next week. 3 big games coming up in succession: Central State, Kentucky State, and Tuskegee. Chance to go back to the SIAC championship game again. These things that you've been seeing the last 3 weeks, especially against subpar opponents, at least opponents not necessarily at the level of the Golden Bears, that's got to get cleaned up, because against a better level of competition, those kind of things you'll pay for.
Tigers, after that break from the officiating crew, will have the football at the 39-yard line of the Golden Bears. Branch wants to go up top to get it right away. Down the sideline and overshoots the intended receiver. It's Hughie coming out of the backfield on the fly route, but the pass overthrown.
Wind starts to kick back up.
So that'll make it second down now for Edward Waters. And we're down to 8:46 left in the ball game.
Ball game has already hit the 3-hour mark. This is not a homecoming game, not a classic. It's a classic in the sense that you may not see many games where more flags are thrown, especially in just one half of football.
Second down for Edward Waters. Branch going to try to set a middle screen, bounces it off the helmet of one of the linemen trying to pass protect there.
That ought to be an ineligible player downfield if it hit the lineman, even on the screen pass.
So third down coming here for Edward Waters.
But no flag thrown. I imagine if you're an official, man, this is why you make the big bucks, because they have been taking heat from both sides, especially from the side wearing the majority white uniforms.
Indeed. Well, maybe interesting to see what kind of handshakes go on after this football game. Branch, here comes the pressure. They get a sack on him at the 40-80-yard line on the other end of the football field.
It's going to be Joshua McNeil who's going to get that sack, although, you know, he just kind of put a hand on it. And
stay down.
Right, as the quarterback there, Branch, tried to spin out of it, he spun himself into the ground. You know, sometimes they don't come much easier than that. Not quite Michael Strahan and Brett Favre, but it's pretty close.
Sure. Severe now on the punt it away for the Tigers. We expect likely a situation here where they may think about a fake punt. With 8 minutes left in the football game.
Benedict ran one last week, right in this kind of spot.
And he will kick it away, though. Fair catch called for, angling left side. And a fair catch made. McNeely over there making that fair catch.
It looked like McNeely was the one who was back on that punt return.
So the goal.
In fact, it was Kadarius Brown.
Brown. So Brown's been busy in terms of punt returns for the Golden Bears tonight. And the offense back out onto the football field now. They'll take it from the 17, and they take it with 7:48 left. But to your point, this next stretch of football games for the Golden Bears really can determine how things shake out in the SIAC.
That might be part of the reason why they've gone and made the change. Again, at quarterback, it's going to be Elijah Cordier. Want to get him his reps in the ball game, keep Daniel Smith on his feet.
So Cordier, he will handle the snaps. On the ground, right side, legs taken from under him. Martin on that carry. So good play out front there by the Tiger defense. The area is trying to get started right side.
Nice run blitz there by Edward Waters. And before Martin could even turn up, the linebacker that was right there to bring him down.
Second down play for Miles. Dante Fagan there in at the tight end position now. On the ground, they'll run it that way. Martin met in the backfield, but he fought off the first would-be tackler, but caught up from behind. So the loss of another couple of yards on that play by the Golden Bears.
Good effort there by Edward Waters. Cameron McCain missed the first time, but before Martin could get his engine restarted, shoot upfield, McCain recovered and pulled him down. Miles working with their second collection of receivers and tight ends and things of that nature. They're trying to get out of here with all bodies, as many bodies as possible, still upright and start to look forward to next week.
Third down play, Elijah Cordier. He'll take the snap on the ground, and that play met at the line of scrimmage as well. Ground causing that. They're going to rule that down. Situation now is the Golden Bears going to be pinned near the end zone to punt this football away. 6:13 remaining. They lead at 42-14.
Quick whistle may have saved Miles right there, because that ball looked like it was starting to come out before it hit the ground, but his forward progress was stopped too, so that may not be near as quick of a whistle as we may believe. But Edward Waters was hoping to get that football and be able to scoop and score.
Instead, Jay Fitch will stand middle of the end zone to punt it. See if the Tigers will come after this football. Their return man, Mahone, was injured as Fitch gets a forward roll on that punt. And it'll go up near the 45-yard line, so it'll be registered as a 45-yard effort.
Another penalty flag.
No. This one coming at the back of that play.
A lot of extra talking going on between the two teams. Looked like Leonard Tyree was one of the guys out there, at least for the Golden Bears. This ball game shouldn't be lasting going on 3.5 hours.
No, hadn't really gauged any chippiness between the two teams in terms of anybody, except for that one little fray we had down there near the end zone. But it's been carrying over until after a lot of plays, just some excessive fouls.
I wonder if someone has been ejected from the ball game. That's number 36 there, Spencer Carter. If that's his second one, he could be out of the ball game.
This one will go against Edward Waters. It'll push them back to the 40 on their end of the field. It'll push us down to 5:30 remaining. A lot of fresh jerseys out there for the Golden Bears now defensively.
Darius Brown, you see him out there, and C.J. McClellan has hit the field.
Andrew Gaylor out there.
James Sawyer also back on the field at the defensive back spot. He's gotten a couple starts this year. There's still Marquell Shelton that you're going to have to deal with if you're.
Yeah, you're not out of the woods by any means. Upfield, they're trying to go one-on-one. Down the field, leaning out for the catch. They were trying to get it down there to Horn. Horn not able to run it down. Incomplete.
They went right after Gradarius Brown there on first down, trying to get it off. Brown did a good job staying in there with him. Horn had to push Brown off to try to create a little extra space. So good job there by the freshman.
Second down coming here for Edward Waters. 5:24 remains. We are at Central State University next Saturday. It's the Marauders. Central State losing to Tuskegee this afternoon, 21-10. I believe they're going to be their homecoming next weekend. Hughie works to the right side, second wave of the defense. Hughie got a block at the corner now. He may go all the way. Hughie at the 20, one man to beat, and he'll score for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
Well, these fourth quarter touchdowns that Miles gives up, it's just amazing to see it happen week after week after week. We saw it in the second game of the season against Morehouse. Game was put away and they gave up some late touchdowns. It happened 2 weeks later against Lane. Late touchdowns. Clark Atlanta didn't quite get that opportunity, but they drove down the field where it almost did happen. Then you saw it again last week against Benedict. You've got to shut teams down in the fourth quarter, even with a big lead.
Yeah, you talk about that in one of the ball games. We were saying because we were so far ahead that it was our substitution players playing against their first string. That may have been the case, but the latter two that you talked about, those came against teams where we were still out there with our first round horses out there. So the Tigers score on the ground, and they convert the point after. So with 5:12 remaining, score now 42-21. Golden Bears with the lead. Take a break on WOTM.
From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
Tigers of Edward Waters score on the run, right side by Hughie, and make it 42-21. Golden Bears still with the lead. Expect an onside kick here, perhaps now by Edward Waters after they scored that touchdown.
This all happened after Miles thought they had received an onside kick. Coach Ruffin was trying to salt this game away. Short field, big play by Hughie. And now Edward Waters trying to be back on the offensive.
They will kick it away instead. And back of the end zone it'll go, so the Golden Bears will have it. A couple of players tying it up there on the kick downfield. So from the 25 now, Golden Bears will come back on offense. 5:07 remaining in the football game.
You know, if you're Miles, you want to get a couple first downs.
Ground it.
Let this clock run out. Get out of here. You don't want any more fights or other kind of issues going on. There's a couple guys who have personal foul situations going on, and you don't want them to pick up a second one. Again, that'll cost you next week as well.
Lajon Cordier, he'll handle the signals. Goes on the ground, Edwards. Edwards on the inside, slides back to the left, and got it up past the 30-yard line.
When you only know one way to run the football, and you know you're going to do it all the time, he's almost the perfect guy to have in these situations, because he's not going to tiptoe at all. He's going to go in there, he's going to bang into the line, and he's going to try to pick up extra yards, and that's going to be a penalty against Theodore Victor. And with all the flags that the officials have thrown, they were super late in throwing that.
Sure, like, well, get back, we won't call it. You got this. We're tired of calling it against you.
It looked like Victorian was playing like green light, red light. Sure. Like somebody said red light, and he just stopped, even though he was clearly over the line. He never wanted to go back.
That's right. It's like, go ahead and throw it. I'm guilty. So back to the 25 now. On the ground, Edwards slides to the outside, and he rolls to midfield. Look at Edwards with the speed. Dante with good quick feet on that. Somebody hit him from behind, able to keep his balance, and runs it inside of Tiger territory.
He's shown that a couple of times this year where he's taken hits that probably would send a lot of people down, and he's been able to keep balance and then keep running.
So big ground gainer by Edwards. That's his longest run from scrimmage this season. We'll take it out at the 39. with 4:03 remaining. On the ground now. Striking away to the defense. That's Ruiz. Justin Rep works his way down to the 24-yard line. So that's a complete feat first down.
You know, from week to week, you just don't know who Miles is going to put in there. But when they do put them in there, they've been getting results. Ruiz and Edwards have been the two guys who've been doing most of the work this week. Last week, it was Martin and Streeter.
And the Golden Bears come to the line of scrimmage. And did they take the timeout, or did yeah, Edward Waters took it. Comes with 3:36 remaining in the football game. So after the timeout, Golden Bears back on the football field. So are the Tigers. By Jean Cordier. First and 10 from the 25. On the ground. Short side of the field, Ruiz looks for some space, slides it back to the inside, down near the 16-yard line.
Most important thing to do, stay in bounds. Let this clock churn and burn. And it'll be interesting to see what the time of possession is at the end of the ball game. But Edward Waters controlled the third quarter, where Miles ran 8 plays the entire quarter. It had to have been at least 12 minutes to 3 minutes.
I'm just taking a peep at this play set here, LaJohn Cordier with Dante Edwards behind him. You can see Dante kind of patting his hands on the side of his pants, trying to make sure that they were dry. He wants to protect that football. He's gone through this game unscathed as it relates to fumbles. Wants to finish it up that way. This time, LaJohn will keep it himself. He'll create some contact as he dives down near the 11-yard line for a complete feet first down.
I thought maybe Edwards was patting his hands and rubbing them together because, like, man, I'm about to get the ball again. I get to run somebody over.
That's what I was thinking, too, that he was going to get that carry right there coming on that play. But Cordier keeps it, and with good result for the first down.
Amazingly, the band is playing here again for Edward Waters. No penalty called.
Yeah. We're going to have to get President Knight in on that one there. So you're right, they're still at it. On the ground is Cordier again. LaJohn got one man to beat. Slides to the inside. Cordier. Touchdown, Golden Bears. LaJohn with a nice read on the run there right at the goal line, sliding inside of the block for the 6.
After a couple of weeks where the offense had trouble putting points on the board, Miles sniffing the 50-point mark yet again. They were able to break 50 against Lane, got the 45 against Morehouse, and now you're sitting on 48, possibly 49 here in the fourth quarter.
Spradlin with the point after. This tandem of Fitch holding this long snap and Spradlin with the point after has just been perfect all season long. We'll make it 49-21 after the point after by Spradlin and 2:07 remaining. We'll take a final time out here. This is Miles College Football on WOTM.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
At 32, Cordier ran it for a touchdown on the last possession, and he'll give it off to Martin now. Darius hit hard there at the line of scrimmage. Good surge up front by that Tiger defense. So they get the clock started. Just a couple of plays have to be run by the Golden Bears, assuming no more clock stoppage.
Little play action, maybe.
Now they may line it up into that prevent or that.
No, they're
still going at it.
Still running.
1:03 left. Cordier with 16 on the play clock. Now with the snap. Martin looks for some space. Got some space right side. But Darius with a hard contact play at the 33. Fights out of that and spins ahead near the 31.
Teams normally take the victory formation right here.
We'll see if they do here. Clock running at 40, though. They may run another play just to see if they can break one.
They're going to throw the football right here. I see it happening.
Cordier and Pederius lost the handle on it briefly there. Regains, and he just steps out of bounds just in front of the Tiger bench. It's tempting at the 30 now to take a shot here with 20 seconds left.
I mean, as long as you're going to do it, you know. Don't make anyone feel bad by saying, hey, I threw a 50-yarder on you.
Right, right. I just kept inching downfield and inching downfield. I just had to take it.
Now they go to it. There's the prevent. They thought about it. I know they did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're in the prevent a long time ago.
White flags going up now. Final play of the contest. And the Golden Bears win it 49-28 over the Tigers of Edwards Waters College down here in Jacksonville. So the Golden Bears suffered that third quarter where they just had a real lull in play, had a lot of things going against them as it relates to penalties, but able to rebound from that to win the football game.
Still love between the Ruffin cousins, and I'm sure Greg just got told by Reginald, you know, you're going to be a little short on the dressing at Thanksgiving this year. You owe me.
Yeah, sit at the other end of the table, right? Take a quick break here, wrap things up. Golden Bear football on WOTM.
So Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
Wow, I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and of course shipping.
Cool.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform. Where are you going?
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
Final score here from the Shipyard on the First Coast High School campus. Golden Bears and Miles College win at 49-28 over the Tigers of Edward Waters College. AA in a ball game where the Golden Bears really started out in really fine rhythm. After the intermission, third quarter, just hit a lull there, allowed the Tigers of Edward Waters to get back into the ball game, but better fortunes in the fourth as well.
Well, Miles was able to right the ship here, I guess, at the Shipyard. It's a nice place to right the ship. Yeah. But there are some things they're going to really have to look at going forward as they get ready to travel to Central State next week. Way too many penalties, way too many busts, especially by that second unit that got put in the fourth quarter. And more than anything else, who is going to be the person that steps up and puts an end to a lot of this stuff? Leadership is important. It is a young team, but you still got enough seniors on here who should be able to say, hey, we've got to cut this out. And so hopefully Miles will get that together. They've got 7 days before they hit the gridiron again against Central State, and hopefully we get quite the same result with the W, but a little different execution.
Golden Bears on the road win it 49-28 over the Tigers of Edward Waters. Edward Waters now 1-6 on the season. Golden Bears increased their record to 6-1 on the campaign, and at the Marauders of Central State next weekend in Wilberforce, Ohio. Special thanks to Miles College President Ms. Bobby Knight, Athletics Director and Head Coach Reginald Ruffin, Ms. Barbara Palmer, the Assistant AD for Fiscal Affairs, Patrick Peason, Assistant AD for Facilities and Operations, and A.A. Moore, Assistant AD for External Affairs, and our game analyst. Also want to thank Joshua Jackson, the Sports Information Director here at Edward Waters College, getting us prepped for this ball game, and certainly our partners at WOTM Cable Network. Randy Higgins, our producer and director here on site. We're joined by Steve Rocco with the camera work as well here in Jacksonville, Florida.